Check, check, check.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven.
Yeah.
One, two, three. Okay.
Oh.
Welcome into the Arena Game Day pre-game show.
Oh. Let's scooch over a little bit.
All right, there we go. We're good. What's your full name?
Daniel Zons.
Daniel
Z-O-N-S. Zon. I don't know why I spelled it for you.
Welcome into the Arena Game Day pre-game show. Riley Underwood alongside Daniel Zons, and we have a big game today. It's the Eau Claire Axemen at home taking on the Duluth Harbor Monsters. The Harbor Monsters coming off their first loss of the season after an 8-game win streak, and the Axemen coming off a tough 9-point loss at home last week against St. Joseph.
Yeah, and that was just a really close game, fought between two very desperate and very hungry teams, always out there on the field for the Axemen. Devon Ford had a great game, as well as a multitude of other players, but they just could not pull off that comeback against St. Joseph's. The Goats were just too much, and they got their first win of the season, but you have a chance today to right the wrong there and take on your Duluth Monsters to try and get another win on the season.
I don't know if they're my Duluth Monsters, but I mean, they're the league's Duluth Monsters, the defending champions. I mean, they struggled last week. Hassan Brockman hadn't thrown an interception all year long. Last game, he threw 4 of them, so it was a game of turnovers. They had a chance at the very end to win it, but they didn't. So before we get into this game, break it all down, let's get into last week's highlights and see how those games went. Ozarks on the road in Iowa, the Woo hosting Hawaiian Night with the special baby blue jerseys. Carlos Rogers starts the scoring for Iowa with a pass to Von Trey Henderson. The Lunkers answer right back with a pass from Josh White to Matt Rush in the corner for 6. Throw off now, Marshall Brooks is going to take the return off the bounce, and he's going to take it all the way to the house. He also had a multi-interception game on defense. Here's a Carlos Rogers read option work to perfection. The quarterback rushed for 88 yards. On Saturday, Iowa leads 31-18 at half. 12 minutes in the third, Rogers escapes a sack and fires a bullet to the running back, Jeff Mack, for the score. Does a little dance. But then here's the man, Brandon Mackey. Cut, whoop, he's gone. All the way 35 yards to the crib, cuts it to a 2-score game. First play of the fourth quarter, Carlos Rogers, very patient. He was like this all day and finds his favorite target, Justin Brown, to make it 47-30. Here's Matt Rush, a little dump pass to Brandon Mackey, who keeps his MVP caliber season going. He had 133 yards and 3 touchdowns on the day. But the most important part, the win, was missing. Carlos Rogers tacks on another throwing TD, his 6th of the day. Iowa wins 61-42, their 2nd win in a row. Eau Claire trying to win 2 straight, taking on the winless Goats. St. Joe, the away team, wearing blue. First quarter, Angelo Trujillo, the new starting QB, finds Boo Smith to put St. Joe up early. Later in the quarter, though, Wade Freeman gets it up to Mo Strong to give the Axemen the lead back. Bad snap from the Goats bounces right into the hands of Antoine Holloway. Back-to-back weeks with defensive touchdowns for number 4 in white. Now, Smith was held to 29 yards and 0 touchdowns in week 2, and that would not be the case against Eau Claire, and this score would not be the last time you'll be hearing his name. 20 seconds left in the first half. Freeman steps up and finds Mo Strong. Big score to give the Axemen a 26-20 lead at halftime. Joel Shaw working from the Wildcat where he's best. Escapes one, breaks another. They finally bring him down at the 5. Wait, no they don't. He keeps it pushing for an early play of the year nominee and the score. Eau Claire up 32-20. Trujillo and the Goats, though, trying to mount a comeback. He's going to escape a sack and find Ryan Martinez back by the boards for a score. And not so fast, says Eau Claire. Freeman connects with a streaking Boom Williams, who gets the crowd fired up. But St. Joseph would string together some scores, and you can guess who it is. It's the Angelo Trujillo Boo Smith connection that resulted in a whopping 8 touchdown passes for Trujillo, with 6 of them ending up in the hands of Smith. And Goats up by 9 with a minute to go in the game. Freeman trying to get a quick score, but Clarence Taylor gets in the middle of that one and runs down the clock. The Goats kneel it out and win 55-46 on the road in Wisconsin. We head over to Duluth, where Hot Springs came in attempting to upset the only unbeaten team left in the league. The newest wise guy, Quavon Hicks, takes the handoff and rumbles into the end zone to make it 6-0 Hot Springs. That was the lone score by either team in the first quarter. And the game plan for Hot Springs was to pound the ground, and they did a lot with their quarterback, Jordan Ambrose. Wise guys up 18-15 at halftime. Ambrose QB draw goes all the way untouched. The quarterback rushed for 184 yards and 2 scores on the ground. Nothing going the Harbor Monsters' way. Hassan Brockman came into the game with a perfect slate, 12 touchdowns and no picks. He threw 4 of them against Hot Springs. This one's the DeWandre Crockett to set up a Jordan Ambrose touchdown pass as he rolls out and hits Lou Dorsey. The vibes are high and the wise guys are cruising up 31-17. All of them are dancing in the end zone. Harbor Monsters need a spark, and well, Duron Maxwell, he decides to give it to him, takes off the throw off, shows off the move, stutter step, all the way to the end zone. Sosa shows off to the crowd, but he says, calm down, work's not done just yet, because the wise guys would answer right back. Under 2 minutes in the game, Jordan Ambrose extends the lead to 13 with a pass to Aaron Dilworth. Hassan Brockman does find Jamal Couch with 1:30 left, but really just stat padding if you don't get the onside play conversion after. It's one play to go 20 yards to extend your chances. Brockman rolls out and absolutely launches a dot to Nathan Cromie. That's his first catch since last season. And all of a sudden we have a ball game again. Duluth down by 6 with 4 downs and 1:20 to score. First down handoff to Darius Morrison. Can he get in? Not quite, but now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. All but a formality to tie it up. They decide to pass. Brockman has time, and it goes right to a wise guy. Vishon Palmer goes all the way back for a pick 6. Hot Springs stuns Duluth on the road and wins 43-31. So after week 3, there are 3 teams that are 2-1 and 3 teams that are 1-2. Of course, everyone will have a chance to influence their place in the standings this week. Ozarks is on the road at Hot Springs, Iowa on the road at St. Joseph, and of course, Duluth on the road at Eau Claire. Right now, Iowa, Hot Springs, and Duluth all tied up atop the standings. Here with the Axemen head coach, Tay Brooks. Coach, coming off a tough loss against St. Joseph. How do you guys rebound in this one?
Get back to the basics. Just can't stall. That was the thing. We stalled out at times, didn't capitalize on the change of possessions and everything. So you ain't got to reinvent the wheel, you know. So just get back, doing what we do, playing Axemen football and cutting out the mistakes and capitalizing when we get an opportunity.
And one key in that game for the Goats was the passing attack, 8 passing touchdowns for them. How do you limit that offensive proficiency through the air?
Just being disciplined, communicating. Plays broke down. Guys are playing new spots, everything like that. So now just a matter of communication. If you don't know, ask. That's all it is. If you don't know, ask somebody. Clarify, over-communicate, so that way you don't have any more mishaps.
And then after week 1, new quarterback comes in, Wade Freeman. How influential has he been for the Axemen?
I like Wade. Wade, my guy. I like Wade. He kind of helps us in the run game, being one of the like run-heavy teams or something in the league. And he can just create with his legs, you know. So that's the thing that defense has got to kind of got to account for, is with his legs and everything like that. But he just came in and answered the call. You know, he came in, answered the call, and I challenge him every week, every day, even during the game. You hear me yell at him, and we just go at it. But yeah, that's my guy. I'm glad he's here. Yeah, Wade been doing this thing.
Joel Shaw has been having a lot of success, especially out of the Wildcat formation.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you draw that up and the blocking, everything that just works the profession, and a lot of times ends up in scores?
Me and Shaw go all the way back to like 21. We both was rookies. I was a coach. He was a player. And then we actually was together in Billings in 23. Yeah, 23. So when I got the job, I just was like, yeah, like that was my first offensive signing. I'm like, my guy Shaw. So I just told him like this offense was made for him. Then I ended up finding the other guys like Dawson and Ford, and boom, they fell into my lap. So getting Shaw, I'm just like, that's a guy who can do everything. Like he was a receiver when I met him in Albany. Played running back in college, and he's just an athlete, big body. And I know what hurt the defense. No defenses don't want to tackle big body running backs for 4 quarters straight. So just kind of get the ball in his hands and let him do what he do. So I'm glad they're here. That's my guy. Been at it for a while now, so all good. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Here with the Harbor Monsters head coach, Tony O'Neill. Coach, coming off the first loss of the season, how do you guys bounce back after a heartbreaker last week?
Oh, we're fine, man. We just make the necessary adjustments and get right back into coaching.
You're coming off a 2-game suspension. How has it been like getting back with the team, getting back into the flow of things?
Absolutely comfortable. It's just like sitting back into a warm driver's seat and getting ready to head in the right direction.
And then last game, of course, a lot of key guys missing. Dan Williams, Ladarian McAllister, Javante Johnson, KJ Felder, all inactive last week. You get him back this week for this game. How big of an impact is that going to play?
I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
All right. And then you also have a running back coming in, James Harden, his first game with Duluth. What impact is he going to have coming over from the Goats last year? Tell me what type of player he is.
Just extremely explosive, great leader in the locker room, God-fearing man that we needed to be a part of our organization.
And head coach Tony O'Neill is coming off his 2-game suspension. And a man of few words in the interview. He told me afterwards he'll let the scoreboard do the talking today. Michael Johnson was the interim head coach when O'Neill was suspended for inappropriate comments made on Facebook. Johnson went 1-1 in his time stepping up as the head man. Tay Brooks on the other side for Eau Claire. I mean, boy, when you watch him, you'll see him today. He gets fired up on that sidelines. He had some high praise for his running back, Joel Shaw, who's really stepped up these past few games.
Absolutely. And I mean, when you talk about Joel Shaw, I mean, the numbers speak for itself, to quote the great Duluth coach, of course, but they also really don't tell all of the story either. He's quite literally a video game character out there on the field. The way he moves around, the way he's able to just get by defenders and just jump, do a little twirl and still pick up 5 to 10 extra yards after the contact. I mean, come on. What else can you expect from a great running back like that?
Well, he can play a little quarterback, too. He takes a lot of those snaps in the Wildcat formation. You know, a short touchdown pass 2 games ago, along with that. You talked about the video game moments. That one play last week could end up on SportsCenter top 10 plays. Might be an early season Arena League Play of the Year nominee. But both teams coming off a hard-fought loss. Of course, Duluth, they were expecting to win against Hot Springs, and they had it. They were so close. They could have tied it up in the final seconds as the lights dim out here in the Sonatech Event Center. But a final interception just threw the game away for the Wise Guys, and the Wise Guys came home with the upset victory. Here in Eau Claire, this is the first ever matchup between the Harbor Monsters and the Axemen. Just 140 miles separate the two teams, and boy, is it a venue here in Eau Claire. It opened just under a year ago, the Sonatag Event Center on the campus of Wisconsin Eau Claire. And the Axemen still looking for that elusive win here at home. And today could be a really trend-setting victory if they can get it on the right page.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, we already talked about it before. Both these teams are very hungry to just bounce back after their last loss. The Eau Claire Axemen also a really close game, threw a last interception in the, at the end of the fourth quarter to really seal the game and give it away to St. Joseph's. But really, I think that this team and both the Duluth and Axemen team have shown just great excitement, have shown just great burst out there, and it's just especially watching these teams out on the field. I mean, there's always at least 1 or 2 plays each game that you're just like, wow, how'd they do that? Where'd that come from? Where'd that magic come from? But yeah, I think it will be an exciting game today. As you had said, the lights dim down and we're getting closer.
It's getting real, and it's getting real for the Harbor Monsters too, because last week it seemed like a lot of their star players, they weren't in the lineup. It didn't seem like it. They weren't in the lineup. No Javante Johnson, no Ladarian McAllister, no Dan Williams, no KJ Felder. You get all those players back today. Nathan Cromie, however, who made that one onside catch in the return, not active for this game. Ahmad Butler also not active. Samson Ty not active. Tony McCraw not active. So also Gervais Flowers, who has 3 receiving touchdowns in 2 games as a Harbor Monster, is inactive for this one as well. So it's a bit of a rotating lineup for Duluth, but the important part, they get a lot of those key pieces back. They also lose some. So Coach O'Neill, I talked to him pregame. He said he's happy with the squad he has right now. He says obviously the numbers can do the talking, and this is a game they really want to win. You don't want to lose 2 in a row, especially as the defending champions. Then on the other side for Eau Claire, they have a new quarterback, and Wade Freeman, who took over for Kobe Gatson after week 1. He's had a pretty impressive start as well.
Oh, yeah. Just not only his numbers have been great, but also you can just see it out on the field. The way he can just throw a dime to the back corner of the end zone and get his receiver in stride, I mean, it's perfect. He had a couple of interceptions that really cost them the game in the last one against St. Joseph Goats. However, he really is that type of person to come back strong from adversity such as that and really make a name for himself. He's been making a name for himself this season, and especially having to step up in week 2. He's really stepped up and came out of his shell and really has looked like that quarterback that everyone's really expected him to be this season.
Well, we're just moments away from throw-off here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So we're going to step away for a brief moment, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back for the full game coverage. Thank you for tuning in to the Arena Game Day pregame show. Daniel Zahns, Riley Underwood, and it's an exciting one.
Welcome to the Arena League. This is football reimagined. Not your great-grandpa's slow-motion Sundays. This is 7-on-7. It's fast. It's loud. Every play is pressure. Every yard is earned. 2025 brought the upgrade. 20-second play clock. No punts. No breaks. Live walls. And yeah, they hit. QBs now have a run lane. Step out. That's a flag. Everyone's eligible except the center. Touchdowns are 6. Then choose 1 from the 5 or 2 from the 10. Kickoffs are different here. We throw it all, and it's gotta fly 40 yards. And if it hits the stands, take that puppy home. No other league does it like this. New rules, new era. We're growing fast and hitting harder. This is the Arena League, the most entertaining league in sports. And your moment starts now.
Okay, turn it up, KD.
Welcome into it. The Arena Game Day game of the week between the Eau Claire Axemen and the Duluth Harbor Monsters. Riley Underwood alongside Daniel Zons. We have an exciting one in store today here at the brand new Sonatag Event Center.
And it's been a fun last couple of games for these Eau Claire Axemen. Even though it's resulted in a loss and a win, it's still been fun to go out there and watch them. They've been making some great plays. We talked about in that pregame show just how good this team can be, but also Duluth Harbor Monsters missing a couple of players, really trying to get another win in this one despite being shorthanded. The Axemen trying to right the ship from their last week loss.
The Axemen lost last weekend against St. Joseph at home 55-46 before they beat the Ozarks Lunkers 49-44, and in their home opener at Hot Springs, they lost 38-24. And for Duluth, it was a story of compounding, you could say, on their 2024 Arena Mania 1 championship victory. They started the season off really poorly in the first half at Iowa, but then they made a terrific 30-plus point comeback and won 71-56 against the Woo, and then they traveled to St. Joseph and won in a 46-45 nail-biter that was narrowly going to overtime if it was not for the drop from Ryan Martinez in the back of the end zone on the one-point conversion in the final seconds. And then last week, it was an 8-game winning streak.
Duluth, you are the visitors. You are going to call it heads or tails? Tails. Duluth calls tails.
Against Hot Springs.
Alex is going to throw the coin. He's going to throw it up in the air and
let
let it hit the ground, okay? You got that, Alex? Here you go, my man. Throw it up in the air. Tails for Duluth. Go ahead.
And 1 yard and 3 down.
It is heads. Eau Claire, you've won the toss. What would you like to do?
Maybe even the win.
You're going to defer? Eau Claire's won the toss and elected to defer.
To end the game,
You want
Wise
to
guys
receive the football?
went into Minnesota.
Okay. Which way do you want to throw?
Upset.
You're going to throw this one? Let's spin around over here. Come over here to
Jordan
Eau Claire.
Ambrose has just been great
Alex,
for
you
those
come with
Wise
me.
guys too. It's been an
All right.
interesting up and down season for a couple of
Duluth's
these
gonna
teams, but
receive in
I
this
mean,
end
everything.
zone.
We
Good
have
luck
such
today,
a short
gentlemen.
season here in the Arena Football League.
Good
It
job.
could really go either way. All you have to do is just really heat up at the right time going into the playoffs.
Yeah, Hot Springs exposed the weakness on Duluth's defense, and that was the running game. Ambrose, the quarterback for the Wise guys, rushed for over 200 yards in the victory. That was the most in his career and the most by anyone this season in the Arena League. Of course, on the other side, against Eau Claire, against St. Joseph, Zach Trujillo, the new quarterback for the Goats, threw 8 touchdowns in the win, 6 of them to the reigning MVP, Boo Smith. So it was the aerial attack that got the best of the Axemen last Saturday.
Yes, it was. And also, Trujillo was just so dangerous on the ground. Whenever the St. Joseph Goats needed 5-10 yards, 4th down, 4th and 5, 4th and 10, he was just able to make things happen with his legs, make that magic happen, get up the field, stay in the hash marks, and still be able to get 10, 15, 20 yards per run. He is just a very dynamic, very scary quarterback. The Eau Claire Axemen struggled to stop that on defense. While they did have a couple of turnovers and had some great defensive highlights, they were not able to stop that Trujillo attack. But also, not only that, Boo Smith just could not be contained. Boo Smith was just all over the field. No matter where he was, somehow Trujillo was able to find him. He was able to find just this great space and great gaps in the zone defense that Axemen played. When they switched over to that man defense, though, things got a little bit choppy for that Goats.
Throwing off for the Axemen is Mo Strong, the former Harbor Monster. Back deep to return, KJ Felder. He takes it at the 5, runs out, has some space, and then brought down by the thrower at the 22-yard line by Mo Strong. So pretty good return to start the game from KJ Felder.
Yeah, and Mo Strong, also a great tight end as well as a great tackler for this team. He had some great highlights on the last game, had a couple of touchdowns, was really just all over the field, but dropped a couple of usually good catches for Mo Strong. Just could not corral a couple of them and ended up really leading the way to ending the game for the Axemen.
So Duluth takes the first possession at the 22-yard line. Hassan Brockman, wearing number 1 in blue, will take the snap from the shotgun. Eau Claire at home or on the road has yet to wear their green uniforms. We've only seen them in white so far. Jamal Couch takes a running start. Bad snap on the ground. Brockman picks it up, fires it to Couch, who catches it at the 15, rumbles ahead to his own 8-yard line. Sets it up for a Duluth 1st and goal right off the bat. Pretty good connection.
And they're moving quick here, but that was just a beautiful throw. Despite that fumbled snap, he picked it up and had a great throw, getting it right to Brockman for another good first down.
That was Jordan Burney, the center. That was his first snap ever for Duluth, so it's getting those jitters out. Handoff to James Harden, the newest addition for Duluth. Gets down to inside the 5-yard line. James Harden, not, of course, the basketball superstar, but trying to make his name as an Arena League superstar. He played an integral part of the St. Joseph Goats' 7-1 regular season last year. This is his first game with the Harbor Monsters.
And he's just trying to really pick it up here. St. Joseph's, he had a great season with them, but coming to the Duluth Harbor Monsters, definitely a bit of a change for him. Obviously, trying to get it going this season.
Second and goal. Stoppage of play. We're going to have a timeout by head coach Tony O'Neill and the Harbor Monsters. They're going to talk this one over.
Timeout Duluth, their first of the half.
So while you're tuned in, make sure to download the Fan Club app if you haven't already. You got some chances to rack up the points, win some pretty cool prizes. We've had autographed football wins. We've had fans win jerseys signed by the players. I mean, it's pretty cool, and best part is it's free.
Exactly. And who doesn't love free? I mean,
like
come
free.
on.
Yeah.
Especially when you're getting some free prizes out there. Some beautiful magic happening out on the field, and you can wear one of the jerseys too to really support the teams.
So we're out of the break now. Brockman in the backfield alongside Harden. Couch will take the running start once the officials are set. Couch and Dan Williams are the receivers, split out wide. They give it to Harden, real shifty. Moves in and scores to get Duluth on the board first. And James Harden's first touchdown as a Harbor Monster. Throws the bomb, the grenade as the celebration covers his ears. Makes it 6-0 early.
And what a move outside by Harden to really find that gap, find that space, and just take off for his first touchdown in the Arena League football. You know he's going to remember that for a while.
They elect to go for one. Another bad snap. Gets it off to Harden. Makes a man miss, but a herd of Axemen corral him and shove him into the wall. And he only gets a yard, and that's a failed one-point conversion. And that's what Duluth usually does best, is the one-point conversions. I mean, that's the tricky game you play in the Arena League because, of course, you're not kicking. There's no kickers, no punters. So you have to either go for one from the 5-yard line or go from two from the 10. And Duluth, they have 10 extra points from the 5-yard line. That leads the league. They only have one converted two-point conversion. On the other side for Eau Claire, they have 0 one-point conversions. They like to take the risks. They're the only team in the Arena League with 0 one-point conversions. They have 3 conversions from the 10-yard line. So it's a gamble. You either play it safe or take a little risk, get that extra point.
And that's the thing that I've loved about this Eau Claire Axemen team. They love going for that 2-point conversion, especially when it's only a 5-yard extra to really get that inside and to really get another touchdown +2. But obviously, you take that risk.
With those numbers, it proves that 5 yards, well, that makes a difference. Back to take the kick. The throw off is Devon Ford. Bounces off the back wall. Ford has some space. Makes one miss. Devon Ford, he's still going. Gets a block all the way in for the Axemen. Devon Ford takes it over 50 yards for his first return touchdown on the year. Evens it back up just like that.
Devon Ford, you just can't say enough about the guy. He is so shifty when he has some space. You get him enough blockers out in front, and he can just take it the distance. And you saw it right there, going completely all the way from the end zone, all the way for another touchdown. Great way to even up this game.
Well, looked like he was maybe misplaced himself when that ball bounced off the back of the end zone, but that kind of worked to his favor because he was able to get ahead of a lot of the defense. Here's Wade Freeman, jump pass into the end zone, batted down by Sosa Maxwell in the back. We have a flag in the backfield.
A little bit of chatter, too.
It's like maybe a late hit by Tyree Williams, number 14 for Duluth.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 21. Half the distance to the goal. Replay the try for 2.
Well, now they'll have to take it from the 5.
So they say number 21, that would mean Zach Hannibal picks up the roughing the passer penalty, excuse me. So they'll try the 2-point conversion from the 5 now. Wade Freeman at the quarterback spot for Eau Claire. Sends Strong in motion. Whistles blown, flags out.
False start, offense, number 4. 5-yard penalty.
Oh, that pushes them right back. We're back where we started.
Just a little reset there.
Give you 5 yards, I'll give it right back. So the 2-point conversion, again, at the normal spot at the 10-yard line. Freeman looking, moves to his left, crossbody throw, finds Ford in the end zone for 2. And that gives the Axemen the lead.
And Devon Ford, Mr. right there, right in the right spot again. Got that kick return, even though it took a weird ricochet off the wall, but was able to get this catch, found his spot in the zone. Despite Wade Freeman not having anyone open, he was able to dance around and find his guy.
They saw Ford streaking in the back of the end zone across the field. Cross-body throw, and if you're Devon Ford, number 1 for Eau Claire, there's not much more of a better 3.5 minutes to start a game that you could hope for.
No. And he's been kind of that guy for them this season that's really been able to make some stuff happen. I mean, I talked about it before. Once he gets just a little bit of space, he's really able to make everything happen just with his legs. He is quite the quick guy.
Applebee's All You Can Eat is back, featuring the chicken tenders you've always loved, plus double crunch shrimp and riblets, all served unlimited for just $15.99, only at Applebee's.
Hey Wisconsin, it's Nick and Garrett with Moonridge Brewing Company. At Moonridge, we're dedicated to quality, from our handcrafted beers and seltzers brewed on site to our homemade spent grain specialty pizzas with take and bake options available.
We believe in more than just providing great beer and pizza. We aim to create a community where everyone feels welcome and valued. Moonridge Brewing Company is veteran owned and operated. We take pride in the values that shaped our journey, service, dedication, and making a positive impact.
Learn more at moonridgebrewery.com.
And we're back here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, where we're having a little hockey contest. Seems like the locals would be pretty good at that, playing a little pond hockey on turf.
Hey, I mean, that hockey culture is quite, even in football season, we still have hockey. This is how much Eau Claire loves its hockey teams. And seeing this game here, it looks like they're having some good fun down there.
Today was the warmest day of the year so far in Eau Claire, reaching upwards of 93 degrees. It's feeling like summer.
You can say that again. I feel like everyone here was sweating the entire day. No matter where I was going, someone was just not having it with the weather. However, still very beautiful
I
out.
love it, man. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Most strong for Eau Claire is going to handle the throw-off duties. Back to return, KJ Felder. He's back from a one-game absence. He did not play in the loss to Hot Springs. Fields it at the 2. Felder moving towards the walls on the near side, gets hammered down right near midfield. A gang of Axemen laid the lumber.
You could say that again. And Felder just kind of took every bit of that brunt of that hit. Flipped over. But glad to see we had a couple of injuries in the last game. Was really happy to see a lot of them all came back onto the field. Just really hoping for some good stuff this game. But so far, we've seen a lot of penalties already. In just the start of this game, already, I believe, 3 penalties right off the rip, and 2 of them came on an extra point.
Pretty good return, about 20 yards from Felder. Brockman takes a snap, lone man in the backfield, launches it deep. He has Felder just past the fingertips. He had him open, just airmailed him just a little bit.
Just a little over the top, and Felder has the speed to really take the top off the defense. You saw it there, just a little bit too much on that throw. Otherwise, that would have been absolutely perfect for another touchdown for the Monsters today.
Felder's a small guy, but his speed is what really keeps him in the game and makes him so dynamic. He had the defenders beat. Throw just a little off target. Brockman, quick throw over to Jamal Couch. He fields it behind the line of scrimmage, drugged down after a gain of about 2 by Jacob Davies, the defensive back.
And Couch, when he can get some movement out there, he's been able to make some plays happen. He has 3 touchdowns on the receiving, has 96 yards as well to go along with that. He's the 3rd highest receiver on this Duluth Harbor Monsters team, and he's really trying to keep this team going today with all the injuries.
Just a couple seconds, over 10 minutes to go in the first. Launches it deep, trying to find Dan Williams, and that was into the cheerleading squad, not anywhere near the intended target, number 81.
And that was just a great move, by the way, a great move by Hassan Brockman in the backfield to dodge a defender. But obviously, once you get that pressure going, sometimes it just slips out on you, and that ball just went flying into the cheering section.
Boy, Williams was visibly frustrated. He was wide open from the start of that play. Of course, Brockman faced some pressure. He's going to have a clean backfield now, steps up in the pocket. He decides to run. He makes a couple people miss. One more. Oh, my goodness. Nice play from Hassan Brockman, just gliding through the defense.
And that's just kind of what he does best. He is very dynamic as a player. He can beat you on it. He can beat you with his arm, but he's even better with his legs, able to just make some magic happen, really able to run, especially once he gets a little bit of space.
He finished with negative yards rushing last game at Hot Springs, but that one puts him in the positive category. Harden takes the handoff and gets hit around the 4-yard line by a bunch of Axemen. So that will bring up a second and goal, excuse me.
And Harden just trying to really push his way in there. Didn't really have much room to get in. Got himself down close to that 2-3 yard line and just nothing but Axemen there.
So Harden checks out. The more powerful running back, Darius Morrison, checks in. Demo takes the handoff, rumbles into the end zone for a Harbor Monsters score from 4 yards out. Darius Morrison gets his first score of the day.
And Morrison, what can you say about that? What else can you say about this guy? 106 yards on the season. He's almost averaging 5 yards a carry. Very good, by the way. Got his first touchdown now of the season rushing for the Duluth Harbor Monsters. Can be a very good guy, especially with that blocking. That was some great blocking up front.
Sure was. Open up the hole, and Morrison finished it off. gives the Harbor Monsters the lead back 12-8 now, the score. They're going to go for 2 from the 10-yard line. Morrison in motion. Gets it out quick to Jamal Couch. Couch juking toward the boards, rumbling. Can he make it in? Not quite, and he's going to get pushed over. Have a couple extracurricular activities going on by those boards, and results, 2-point conversion, no good.
And the weather's not the only hot thing out today. I mean, these
Extra
two
point
teams
is
have
no
already
good.
been fiery to start this game off. A lot of chatter, a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. Both teams really wanting this win today.
That was an interesting play call to go if you're going from 2 from the 10-yard line. Just a little screen pass to not the fastest receiver, but certainly one of your biggest. Thought would be he could just make his way around and power his way into the end zone, but just a few yards short.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, too. He really looked like he was going to get in there. He broke through that one initial tackle and then really tried bulldozing his way through, but just nothing going.
Couch is going to throw it off. Ford, who had that return touchdown in his first attempt, tries again, but this time he's not going to get to the end zone. Wrapped up by Tyree Williams around the 15-yard line.
And Tyree Williams, another one of those guys that can really make things happen for the Harbor Monsters. One of the good defenders out there on the field half the time. But also, this Axemen team, it's going to be interesting how they come back from this. Now giving up 2 back-to-back touchdowns to the Duluth Monsters. You really need to get something going here on offense. Obviously, a whole lot of game left. But it's really feeling like a shootout early in this game already.
We're just about 7.5 minutes into this one. Harbor Monsters with a 4-point lead. Freeman sends his receivers in motion. Play action, he's going to take it himself down the middle, and he gets tackled by the legs. Just a couple yards past the line of scrimmage by Dante Mason. Mason led the league in tackles last year.
And that's the thing about Wade Freeman, too. He can really make things happen with his legs. He's a much better thrower, though. That's kind of the opposite with these two teams on the quarterback.
Hands off. That's the big Aaron Dawson, and he gets swallowed up in the backfield by Dante Mason.
Dante Mason making it happen again for this Duluth Harbor Monsters defense. And I mean, just the way this Duluth Harbor Monsters team can just swarm around the football. It didn't happen in the kick return that Devon Ford had gotten over, but they've really shown their an improvement on defense so far.
Wade Freeman feels the blitz, sidearms it, trying to hit Dawson. Helmet comes off. The hit again delivered by Mason. We've been calling his name a lot. 3 plays in a row,
incomplete.
and 3 plays that Dante Mason has made for Duluth.
And that was just a great hit that Dante Mason had. Helmet came flying off for the Axemen player. Just a great job and a great wrap-up to really drive him into the ground. Already just hitting hard in this first offensive possession now for the Eau Claire Axemen.
4th down and 8. Eau Claire elects to go for it. Freeman takes the snap, drops back, feels the pressure from Williams, escapes one tackler, almost tripped up and delivers a bullet to Boom Williams, complete for the first down. A good gain of about 20 yards, and Wade Freeman escaped about 2 or 3 sacks in the backfield that time and delivers a first down ball.
And he is just so tricky like that. It's so fun to watch him out there. And especially when he's able to really make that magic happen and find someone deep down the field, right in that center zone. Just great job by him.
Freeman, play action, ends up giving it to Dawson, who gets tripped up by Mason at the line of scrimmage. Boy, Dante Mason, he is having himself quite the drive on defense, number 2 in blue.
Yeah, already 3 tackles to go in this game, in just this possession here for the Eau Claire Axemen. Just been everywhere on the field, Mr. Everywhere.
Second and 6. Play action. Gets it out to Boom Williams. Williams moving along the boards and Gets struck down around the 6-yard line, maybe the 5.
And Boom Williams really laid down the boom a lot in that last game against St. Joseph's Ghosts. Really was able to rumble over some of those defenders, and I showed it there, just really able to, you can't bring them down with that first contact. You got to hit them low, and you got to get another player to bring him down too, because he's just going to keep moving on you.
Something you'll notice about Eau Claire, a lot of motion in the backfield. Do a lot of different schemes, moving multiple different directions. Dante Mason right off the bat gets the blitz and gets the sack, helped along the way by Tyree Williams to bring the quarterback down behind the line of scrimmage. And the quarterback Freeman is going to check out. And Joel Shaw, the running back who likes to run the Wildcat formation, is going to check in for second down, excuse me.
Dante Mason, again, I mean, he wasn't even fooled at all by that. He went immediately for Wade Freeman right off of that play action as they call a timeout.
Timeout, Duluth.
Going to be
their
Duluth's
second of the half.
Second timeout of the half. A little game planning on defense.
When you're in a pinch and need a meal fast, turn to your local Super One Foods. Super One is proud to offer convenient, delicious grab-and-go food options that are sure to satisfy even the picky eater in your family. Stop by your neighborhood Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
Table is waiting at Barker's Waterfront Grill. Enjoy fine drinks and great cuisine in our lounge or out on the patio with great views of the marina. Sink your teeth into baby back ribs with our Thursday night special. Friday night, enjoy all the fish you can eat. Saturday night, prime rib is queen. Starting May 29th, join us for live music every Thursday from 5 to 7 with Tom Cockett. Great view and dining at Barker's Waterfront Grill.
Bored.
When you need a little fun, head to the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day. Have all your favorites and all kinds of fun. Make it a buffet day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Callaway there, but going back and backtracking to the man, the myth, the legend himself, number 7, on the Eau Claire, Joel Shaw, he had to come in for Wade Freeman when he got injured in the last game and had multiple possessions where he was not only running the football, but he was also making some passes too. And he made some great passes out there. Not in right now for the Axemen, though.
Right, Wade Freeman will be taking the snaps, the regular full-time quarterback for Eau Claire. Referee starts play. Sel Holguin, the center, that takes a snap. Freeman gets it out to Williams, reverses field, goes back toward the wall, and gets tackled around the 4-yard line.
And that was just a great move by Williams to pick up just a little extra yardage, a little more extra yardage there. Kind of got stopped right away, but was able to kind of turn and make a little movement happen. Got right there to about the 5-yard line and sets him up pretty well for this third down.
Freeman facing blitz, fires one up, incomplete in the back of the end zone.
And some great coverage there by the Duluth Monsters. Just really all over. Dante Mason also in that too. As you can see there, a little pushing, a little shoving, but that's just kind of the way that Mason plays. He wants to get into your head. He wants to make sure that you are not going to be really calm and collected throughout this game. And, man, we've seen it.
Tyree Williams, number 14, applied the pressure to force the rush pass. They'll bring up a 4th and goal now from the 4-yard line. Duluth jumps the snap. Free play now for Eau Claire. Fires it sidearm. Connects with McSweeney in the back of the end zone for an Axemen touchdown.
What a throw, as he says, as he chops down the tree
Offside.
and throws the football.
Defense.
Great
That penalty
job
is declined.
finding.
Result of the play is a
Great job
touchdown.
finding Patrick McSweeney in that zone. Despite that flag being thrown, despite all of the distractions going around, Wade Freeman just kind of settled down in the pocket and was just able to throw an absolute laser inside. Just another one, another great touchdown, and another great throw from Wade Freeman.
Freeman kind of sidearm slung it around the defender. Pat McSweeney, the 6'4" target, was wide open in the end zone, and I like that little celebration he did at the end. He's chopping the lumber.
He was waiting to do that one for sure.
They're going for two. Freeman, pass to McSweeney again, connects, and makes it a 6-point ball game.
So that's now both touchdowns by the Axemen have been then scored. The extra point has then been scored by the same player who's scored a touchdown. There we go. Has scored. But yeah, it's been an interesting game to really see how they play called this. I mean, you said it the best. They do a lot of different motions, a lot of different trickery. They don't want you to be. They don't want it to be just straight normal football. They're going to use every asset at their disposal to really find a touchdown and find that gap in that defense. Especially if it's zone, it's going to be really hard to cover a team that zips all around the field like they do.
So Eau Claire takes an early 16-12 lead. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin at the Sonatag Event Center.
And a lot of fans here today on both sides of the football. You can see a lot of Harbor Monsters that made the trip over from Duluth, as well as Eau Claire Axemen, all in their white in the white and also in the green and orange, which, as you said earlier, we haven't seen yet this season. But man, when they rock those green and orange, it's going to be spectacular.
Duluth, the defending Arena League champions last year. Eau Claire in their first season with the league. This is the first matchup ever between the two teams. 140 miles separate the two most northern teams in the TAL. Strong throws it off. Harden back to return, fields it at the goal line. Trying to make defenders miss, no can do. Drugged down around the 7 or 8 yard line by Austin Bacher.
Bacher just all over the place on that one. Great form tackle to get him out of bounds and just could not make anything happen on that return. Swarm in defense from the Axemen. Let's see if they can carry it over into this next drive for the Monsters.
Hassan Brockman, the quarterback for Duluth, last week threw for 124 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. On the year, though, 15-4 is his touchdown interception ratio. Brockman feels the pressure, and he's going to get drugged down. David Facone gets there first and drags down Brockman behind the line of scrimmage to force a second down and longer.
And that will make his 2.5 sack of the season. He's been really getting into the backfield this season for the Axemen. That's going to put him, I believe, above, that put him above where he was at last time. He's been all over the field for this defense.
So now we see for the first time Javante Johnson, number 5, taking a snap. He started the season as the starting quarterback. He's going to throw it. Gets it to LaDarian McAllister. Spin move, makes one man miss, and tackled right around the 11-yard line. Javante Johnson, he was the league leader in passing yards last season. He struggled early on in the first half of the Iowa game. Hassan Brockman came in and had a 7-touchdown performance in the second half alone. Brockman kind of took his spot in the starting lineup. He's been the starter ever since. But now, Javante Johnson taking the snaps. Flag thrown, play goes on. Escaping now, tries to find Brockman off the hands. Didn't look like he was ready for it near the boards on the near side.
And especially with a penalty going up here, that's now, I believe, number 5 in this game, if not number 6. Just a lot of sloppy play so far early on.
Offside. Defense, number 9. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That offsides penalty is on Shaq Currington of the Axemen. Makes it a 3rd and very manageable 3rd and 3. Javante Johnson, he's a good passer. Passed for over 2,000 yards last year with 34 touchdowns, 14 picks. He can also run it too. He's not the fastest guy on the team, but he'll win some team races. He pushes himself. He takes a snap. Looking, fires, caught at the 23-yard line by Jamal Couch.
And Couch again. He had a catch earlier
That is
in
the
game,
end
getting
of the
another
first
one
quarter.
right there, and just great job sitting down after coming back on that route, finding that spot, and getting another first.
Welcome to the Arena League,
where it pays to be a loyal fan.
In the quiet moments before dawn, champions are made. Every fan, every athlete, every moment counts. It's not just a game, it's a passion that unites us, drives us, and makes us strive for greatness. Greatness is wherever fans connect and call home. We believe in the power of the community. We believe in turning passion into action. We bring fans closer and transform loyalty into unforgettable experiences. Join us. Make every moment matter. Fan Club. Get your fans in the game.
Give me something I can feel. Light a cigarette just so I can breathe. Give me something. 700 feet off the coast of green. Give me something.
Welcome back to the second quarter of action in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Riley Underwood alongside Daniel Zahns. Harbor Monsters have possession. Eau Claire, though, has the 4-point advantage. 15 minutes down, 45 to go. Felder goes in motion. Brockman takes the snap. Quick pass over to Dan Williams. He stiff arms a man and gets shoved out at the 20-yard line. Good little gain to make it a 2nd and short.
And Brockman making it happen there. Another good throw, another good catch, and they're continuing to move those chains, or getting close to moving those chains again. Getting quick at the line, though.
Felder takes the handoff. Speeds down the middle, gets a first down and a couple yards more. 16-yard line.
And just a great move by Felder to just get another first down. And this Duluth Monsters team has been absolutely moving on offense. Despite their inactives, they've still been able to push on, and it really feels like they haven't even lost a step out there.
Well, they get a couple skilled players back. Dan Williams, the wide receiver, back in action. Brockman, handoff to Darius Morrison, who gets dragged down by his jersey and then takes a hard hit by Currington. But a good job of escaping that first tackle. Looked like the back of his jersey was getting pulled pretty good there.
I thought he was going to get pulled down from that jersey. He had a great grab on it, but Morrison leads number 3 in all teams in the league with the rushing yards. He's just a great dynamic player to have in that backfield.
Yeah, it looked like Austin Bacher had him by the backside, but Morrison kept those legs churning. Snap on the ground, Brockman picks it up. Grant applies pressure, gets it over to Ladarian McAllister. on the near side. Went out of bounds around the 2-yard line. That moves the chains, makes it 1st and goal.
And a great job to just avoid that pressure and just almost a no-look pass, sidearm to get close to another 1st down.
Harden in the backfield with Brockman. He takes the handoff. James Harden gets stood up, but then powers his way through. What a second effort by James Harden to get his 2nd touchdown.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown.
And I mean, that was right dead in his sights. I mean, talk about a great form tackle by Joe King, but just an even better job by Harden to just keep moving over the top and get in for a touchdown. His 2nd of the day, and it comes with some extra sauce.
Deciding whether to go for the 1 or for the 2. Brockman wants to go for the 1, and that's where he will take it from the 5-yard line. Way to keep those legs moving. James Harden, he did not go down at first contact. Brockman pumps, escapes, fires, caught in the back of the end zone by Marcus Sessoms for the conversion.
Just another great throw again. Finding his man inside. Got him right between the defenders. That's another one there. And you got to just give it up to Brockman. He really commands his team out on the field. Great communication. He's always talking, no matter what. He's talking to his coaches. He's talking to his players, making sure everything is lined up, everything's ready. And now gave the Duluth Harbor Monsters another lead here in this game. We've been going back and forth with these lead changes.
Yeah,
it's getting me dizzy.
Have. Stephen Thomas was applying the pressure. Jordan Burney was the man blocking and held him up for just long enough for Brockman to escape and fire a pass to his man, the tight end Marcus Sessoms, in the back of the end zone. So it makes it a 19-16 game, 3-point lead for Duluth. Jamal Couch, the lefty, is going to throw it. This one's a shorter one, fielded by Ford at the 6-yard line. Sutter steps, runs, and gets a huge hit laid on him by Dante Mason, but not before he gets a good return to set up the Axemen in good field position, starting off at the 22-yard line, just 3 yards away from crossing midfield.
And something to watch, Tyree Williams a little slow to get up. Really hoping that he is able to continue on this game. It looks like he's doing fine out there. Great to see.
So the running back number 7, Joel Shaw, is going to take the snap. Quick play action. Goes up the middle, dragging defenders. Good for a 6-yard gain across midfield. Dragged down by Michael Austin. Number 33, a new addition this week for the Harbor Monsters. Last week, Bo Chow Lee was wearing number 33 for Duluth, the imports from Beijing, China. But Austin takes his number in his spot, listed as an athlete on the official roster.
And honestly, that's a really dynamic position to have. There's another timeout. It's called here, this one by
Eau
the
Claire.
Axemen, I believe.
Their 1st of the half.
That will be Eau Claire's first timeout of the half. And sure, I mean, he's a big guy down there looking at him with the pink arm sleeve.
At Muldoon's Menswear, we take pride in providing quality suits that you can wear for every occasion. Browse our in-house selection of suits and choose from our wide array of accessories to complete any look. Suits starting at $225.
My name is Lee Hofer, and I work at Eau Claire LASIK, and I've been here for 25 years. I think there are a lot of rewarding things about having LASIK as a profession. Working with young people that have defined goals, people that are 60s and 70s, and they find benefits too. But I think it's just the personal encounters, meeting new people, and seeing how their life continues from there.
Welcome to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Bridges? Yeah, we got them. They bring together people, art, music, and adventure. Whether you're chasing dreamy trails, singing along at music festivals, knocking down the kingpin on a coup pitch, or experiencing the true flavor of Eau Claire at a farm-to-table restaurant, Eau Claire is always ready to surprise you. So while you're here, cross into something new. And when you're ready to explore, we'll be right where the rivers meet.
Just a lot of success so far this season. It's going to be really interesting once it gets closer to the end of the season and you have teams that are really trying to make the playoffs, really trying to get out there and feast. I mean, we're already seeing it today. It feels like playoff football out there right now.
So we're going to have 3 players surrounding the man taking the snap, which is going to be Joel Shaw. He takes the snap, hands it off to Ford, dragging a defender for a gain of 2.
And we talked about Joel Shaw a bit earlier, but just to come back to this, he is currently number 7 in all of the league in rushing as kind of this hybrid quarterback running back. More of a running back, but really can throw the ball. And I mean, you can see it on some of those throw-offs whenever he's in the backfield throwing it. He can do a great job throwing that football.
Misdirection handoff to Boom Williams, makes one man miss. Gets the first down, dragged down at the 15-yard line by Duran Maxwell. Boom Williams, good running back receiver combo for Eau Claire. He was a 1,000-yard rusher in 2016 for the Kentucky Wildcats. He's now 29 years old, has 3 total touchdowns on the year, 112 yards receiving, 66 on the ground, and now counting. Now Wade Freeman is back taking the snaps for the Axemen. Late handoff, gets it to Shaw, trucks over 1, and drug down after a gain of 4. Looked like they were a little late there. The misdirection confusing even themselves. And we have a Harbor Monster down. That's
timeout on the field for injury to a defensive player. My time.
Yeah, and we had seen him kind of slow to get up earlier, really hoping that it's just kind of maybe a calf strain or something. It is hot out there, but while we are in a great air-conditioned facility in the Sontag Event Center, even before the game, you still have to really keep hydration levels up, and you got to still be able to really move through that heat. I mean, it's a 90-degree day. It's 95 degrees. It was very hot out there, but really hoping that he's able to get back into this game. He's a very good player for the Duluth Harbor Monsters.
Looks like he's going to be able to get up limping a bit. Entering today, he had 8 tackles, a sack, and an interception, along with a really crucial at the time forced fumble return for a 2-point touchdown on an extra point conversion last week at Hot Springs. So he gets up and off the field on his own power. And it will be 2nd and 7 from the 12-yard line for the Axemen. 9:40 left in the first half. Harbor Monsters up 19-16, a 3-point advantage for the team up north.
And you got to love the amount of misdirection the Axemen have on their offense. I mean, it creates such a confusion on the defense. But also, it's a lot of fun football to see all this movement in the backfield. Right now, they've got 4 people back there, including the man of the hour, Joel Shaw.
Aaron Dawson hustles off the field. He wasn't in that play. We're going to have whistle
timeout,
blown.
Duluth. Their 3rd and final of the half.
And Duluth questionably takes their final timeout of the first half. Looks like some substitutions taking place. Head coach Tony O'Neill decides to talk it over.
And you said it right. Questionable, especially because there's still 9:27 left to go in this second quarter. And especially once you get closer to the end of the second quarter, those become a lot more crucial. You have the 2-minute timeout, obviously, but still, especially with it being a 16-19 game and how often these offenses have been able to move back and forth on the field, you're going to really need those timeouts, especially in a close game like this one.
Michael Johnson handles the defense for Duluth. He stepped in well as the interim head coach during Tony O'Neill's 2-game absence. Of course, Tony O'Neill is a defensive-minded head coach. He gives the players a lot of rein on offense, but his specialty is on the defensive side of the football in his second year. Atop the reins of Duluth.
And he is just a very vocal coach to have out there. Just all over. While he isn't very vocal with us per se, he does talk a lot with his team, and you can tell, you can feel the passion just by watching him on the sideline.
Got a little off balance. Devon Ford did. Momentum was leading forward.
Offense, number 1.
Start the play.
5-yard penalty.
Snap.
Second down.
So the running back commits a false start penalty. That pushes him back. It will be 2nd down and 12.
And especially with that coming from a football player, sometimes you just anticipate it a little too much, and you just really want to get that first step on them. And especially with how this team has moved today, they're all about the speed. They're all about getting off the football and getting some extra yardage on the play, and the way to do that is just really running up gut.
Freeman finds a wide open Patrick McSweeney, but just off the hands. That ball was toward the opposite shoulder, pushing and shoving after the play. McSweeney and Maxwell getting into it. No flags are on the field.
And McSweeney almost making an absolute great, amazing one-handed catch there, but bobbled it and just couldn't really get a handle on it. A little tricky there, but just continuously we're seeing just some fiery tension out there, and it's just been all over the place. On not only the Harbor Monsters, but the Eau Claire Axemen, it's been a lot of chippiness in between these two teams.
Freeman pumps. Pressure finds McSweeney at the line of scrimmage, and that's where it will end. Pressure applied by Darius Morrison, who has 3 sacks on the year.
I almost thought that was a flag down there on the field. No, that was actually a mouth guard in case anyone else saw that little bit of yellow. But just some great defense, great tackling to really swarm around and not allow Wade Freeman to go right up the gut or find someone a little bit deeper. That defensive pressure has been all up in his face.
8 minutes to go in the first half. Quick pass to Mo Strong, stays on his feet, bounces around to the 12-yard line where he is marked down. Mo Strong was a really impactful player for Duluth, the other team, last year. He had 13 touchdowns, which led the team and was tied for 3rd in the entire Arena League. Of course, Boo Smith of the Kansas City, now St. Joseph Goats, had 33 scores, and Ryan Martinez, his teammate, followed right behind him with 22, but then right after that was Mo Strong for the Harbor Monsters. Was wearing the blue and gold, now donning the green and white, wearing number 6. So it's a turnover on downs. Duluth gets a little give and go action from Javante Johnson to Hassan Brockman. Sets up a 2nd down and 6.
And especially in this game where it's a 16-19 one, you don't have any timeouts left. You want to be one of the last. You want it to really run this clock out and really get this time down and make it so it's one of the last possessions, but still 7 minutes to go.
Johnson gets it over quick to Couch near the 1st down marker. Officials say move the chains. Yeah, he got it up to around the 22-yard line. So you never know what you're going to get when Javante Johnson and Hassan Brockman are lined up in the backfield, because you can pitch it back, you can throw it, you can hand it off. It's basically having 2 quarterbacks in the game at once.
2 good, really good quarterbacks as well, both of them high up on the standings.
Bad snap. Javante misfields it and then falls on it. Loss of about 5. So Jordan Burney, bad snap. Johnson tried to fall on it, overshot it a little bit, but luckily the blocks held up and no Axemen were there in the backfield to turn the ball over. Brockman about 5 yards behind Johnson, who will be taking the snap. He'll pitch it back to Brockman. He's looking, he has time, escapes, lobs it up to Couch, who hauls it in. What a catch, oh no! Incomplete is the call.
Wow.
He dropped it on the way to the ground. It looked like he had that one hauled in from our angle. Let's see this instant replay. So Johnson pitched it back and then ran a little route, but Brockman just lofted it up in the air and just lost it on the way down. Coverage on that play by Jacob Davies, breaking it up.
And a beautiful throw, by the way, just could not come down with it. Couch right in the right position, just had everything there. Just got to make that catch. Took his eyes off the prize a little bit. And Couch, too. He's been a great receiver for this team. He is the third, one of the highest receivers on this team, 15 receptions for him.
Here's Brockman, escapes and tries to find Couch, who almost hauls it in with one hand. Another catch in the exact same spot, and it's once again Brockman overshooting the big number 6.
And again, just right there, they've been loving that right side of the field. They've been throwing a couple of passes out that way, and especially when they're able to get Couch in space out there, it makes some great magic happen.
So bring up a 4th down and 4. Duluth will go for it. Axemen are playing a little bit of a prevent defense, if you will, having 3 defenders back at the first down marker. 4th and 14. They're 4 yards away from the original line of scrimmage. Brockman escapes, fires one deep, and that one's going to be picked off. Picked off by A.J. Brown Jr. in the end zone, doing a little shimmy shake celebration in the end zone. And that turns the ball over. Axemen get it back.
Offense, number 56. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is interception.
Was
we place at the 5-yard line. First down, Eau Claire.
On Jordan Burney, the center. That one is going to be declined. It will be Axemen ball, trailing by 3 with 4:12 left in the first half.
And a great way for A.J. Brown to get his first interception of the season with the Axemen. I mean, a great job just reading that all the way through. Eyes on the quarterback, backed it all the way up, and just takes it right away from the receiver. Beautiful job. Didn't let the receiver moss him. Really wanted to get that catch on him, but great job by Brown.
Brockman not very accurate so far today. Freeman takes a snap. Looking. High throw to Strong. Escapes one, but they say he was pushed into the boards, and he will be marked down at the 12-yard line.
And that's the tricky thing about the boards there. You feel like they may have caught it in bounds, but really, as soon as you hit that board by another defender, you're out of bounds immediately.
A little bit of a judgment call by the referees. Gives it a little bit of wiggle room. They rule him down. It will be 2nd down and 3. Freeman in the backfield. They've got Sinquay Grant, who's going to be streaking. Excuse me, that's Boone Williams. Get it out to McSweeney, quick. Not really going anywhere. Zach Hannibal brings him down. Gain of about 1.5 yards. Gets him a little bit closer on 3rd down.
And these screens haven't been so effective for the Axemen. While they have some very fast and dynamic players that can really move around and can really torch the defense, especially when you give them a little bit of space, they just have not gotten the correct blocking and have not really gotten enough room for these playmakers to really make a mark. As Freeman takes the snap.
Devon Ford moves the chains for Eau Claire.
Devon Ford has been excellent this season. He, especially with that kick return, you saw it earlier. He was really able to make it happen earlier and was able to get this first down here, just really able to find a way in between the tackles, find that space, and move forward.
Freeman is going to take the snap under center. Quick handoff to Aaron Dawson, and that one is not going anywhere.
And you got to give it to this Harbor Monster defense. They've really been not allowing this Axemen team, who had a great rushing offensive attack.
This is the
last game,
2-minute timeout.
as the 2-minute warning has been called and the timeout has been taken. But this defense has been all over the place, has really shut down the run and hasn't allowed it a lot.
So we'll be right back. We'll be taking a break at the 2-minute warning. And we're back at the 2-minute warning. Wade Freeman faces pressure quickly from Sessoms, fires it out, bounces at the feet of Williams. Incomplete pass. That was all because of Marcus Sessoms applying the pressure along with Michael Austin. 1:55 left in this first half of play. Harbor Monsters up by 3 over the Axemen. Axemen have not scored in this second quarter yet. 3rd down and 9. Freeman faces the rush from Morrison, who brings him down. Darius Morrison sacks the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage. That's 2 great pressures in a row by the Harbor Monsters.
That defensive front has just been all over the place, and that's number 2.5 on the season for Darius Morrison. Or number 4, I should say, on the season now. He's been doing great. He's been the number 1 sack leader for this Harbor Monsters team.
So 4th down and long now, and Eau Claire.
Has elected to surrender. It'll be 1st and 10 at the opponent's 15-yard line. 1st down, Duluth.
Surrender. So they're not going to risk the 4th and forever inside their own 10-yard line. And they will give the ball to Duluth at their own 15-yard line for a fresh set of downs for the Harbor Monsters with 1:25 left to go in the second quarter.
And I mean, a smart decision. You just gave up 2 back-to-back hardcore pressures that really stunted your offense there. And I mean, especially taking that sack really set them in a really bad place. Just give it up, try and play that good defense. You still have 2 more timeouts remaining. You can get the ball back and really find something on offense.
Brockman will be taking the snap from the shotgun. Quick pass over to McAllister. McAllister trying to find some room behind the blocks. Gets about 5. Harbor Monsters trying to hurry it up. Helmet comes off for McAllister. And we're going to have a timeout on the field as McAllister drops to the ground.
Timeout for injury to an offensive player.
Came up grabbing that leg. Just a bad tackle. It's It's another injury we've seen now in this game.
Now McAllister looks like he's getting up.
Good to see him walk off on under his own pressure.
So 1 minute 13 seconds now on the clock. Duluth trying to extend their 3-point lead. The final 73 seconds. The first half. Brockman will take the snap from the shotgun. Felder will be the man taking the running start. Brockman, quick pass, and that bounces about 2 yards in front of Dan Williams. And Williams had wide open space in front of him. He just did a little comeback route, and there's really no one near him, but it's a bad pass.
Brockman's had a few of those this game already. I mean, we saw it a little bit earlier with a overshot wide receiver who was wide open in the end zone. He just really needs to settle himself down here with a minute remaining.
That ball may have been tipped, but 3rd down and 5, Javante Johnson comes in at quarterback for Duluth. He's forced back, running while he throws, finds Jamal Couch, who runs quickly for a first down. Makes it 1st and 10, under 45 and ticking now. From the 21-yard line, they'll spot it.
And remember, Monsters don't have any timeouts remaining.
Johnson takes the low snap, fades to his left, steps up, finds KJ Felder, who's driven down by Cinquay Grant, and he's marked down at the 8-yard line. Clock still ticking, under 20 now. 1st and goal. No timeouts for Duluth. Johnson looking, pumping. Finds Couch quickly, falls, and he falls into the end zone with 6 seconds left in the half. Jamal Couch with his first receiving touchdown of the day, and that's a big one to close out half number 1.
Just a great job by Couch. He has his 4th touchdown now on the season. That's going to put him in 2nd, or tied for 2nd with Ladarius McAllister on this team. Just really finding a way to make that happen. Even though he got stuffed up, finds his way into the end zone for that touchdown.
So they'll go for the 1, another low snap fielded by Johnson. He has plenty of time, rolls to his right, fires crossbody, finds James Harden in the middle of the field for the 1-point conversion. So that puts the Harbor Monsters up by 10, 26-16 with 6 seconds left on the clock in half number 1, but don't count it over just yet because they have a guy in Devon Ford for the Axemen that earlier in the game started it off with a return touchdown.
Yeah, he can really make things happen, and especially if you give him just a little bit of space, he can take it all the way to the house, and we've seen it already today. He's a very, very excellent playmaker for this Axemen team. But you'd also have to think, though, will Duluth do some kind of a trick throw to just not get it directly to him, but put maybe corner pooch it in one of the opposite ends to kind of force him to take a bad return?
Jamal Couch, the wide receiver who just caught that touchdown pass, will be throwing it off. That's a line drive throw, bounces at the 8, fielded at the goal line for Ford. Ford makes one man miss, gets by another, cuts back upfield. Devon Ford running. He has the men to beat, and he's going to be driven down as the clock expires at the end of half number 1.
That is the end of the first half.
Eau Claire 16. We will be right back for the halftime show, a little halftime report as the Axemen trail 10 at home.
Welcome to the Arena League,
where it pays to be a loyal fan.
In the quiet moments before dawn, champions are made. Every fan, every athlete, every moment counts. It's not just a game, it's a passion that unites us, drives us, and makes us strive for greatness. Greatness is wherever fans connect and call home. We believe in the power of the community. We believe in turning passion into action. We bring fans closer and transform loyalty into unforgettable experiences. Join us. Make every moment matter. Fan Club. Get your fans in the game.
Welcome to the Arena League. This is football reimagined. Not your great grandpa's slow motion Sundays. This is 7-on-7. It's fast. It's loud. Every play is pressure. Every yard is earned. 2025 brought the upgrade. 20-second play clock. No punts, no breaks. Live walls, and yeah, they hit. QBs now have a run lane. Step out, that's a flag. Everyone's eligible except the center. Touchdowns are 6. Then choose 1 from the 5 or 2 from the 10. Kickoffs are different here. We throw it all, and it's gotta fly 40 yards. And if it hits the stands, take that puppy home. No other league does it like this. New rules, new era. We're growing fast and hitting harder. This is the Arena League, the most entertaining league in sports. And your moment starts now.
And after a tightly contested first quarter, it was really all Duluth in the second quarter. At halftime, the score, Harbor Monsters 26, Axemen 16. Riley Underwood alongside Daniel Zahns for the Arena Game Day halftime report. And so far, I mean, it started off really tightly contested. We were going back and forth. James Harden scored, Devon Ford scored. And then in the second quarter, they kind of pulled away a little bit. They scored 14 points to the Axemen's 0 in the second. What changed between quarter 1 and quarter 2?
It felt like the intensity almost changed a bit. It felt like the Axemen almost took a step back, maybe pumped the brakes a little bit. But the Harbor Monsters, I mean, they just kept on running through every single bit of like adversity, you know. But every single bit of adversity has really stuffed them up, has really stuffed up that Axemen offense that really has a lot of dynamic movement in between, and especially pre-snaps, they just haven't been able to really get anything going. I mean, they had screens set that looked like they would maybe get something going, but the way the Harbor Monsters were able to come to the football, contain it, and just take them down, I mean, just some great work out there from the defense.
Only one offensive touchdown so far for the Axemen, and that was the connection from Wade Freeman to Patrick McSweeney. The other touchdown was on special teams. Devon Ford returned one from end zone to end zone all the way for the touchdown. And then on the other side, it's been all about the running game for Duluth. They may have taken a play out of Hot Springs' playbook last week when they faced them in that heartbreaking 2-score loss when Jordan Ambrose and the Wise Guys ran all over the Harbor Monsters. But it's been the newcomer, James Harden, that's chipped in 2 scores on the ground. Darius Morrison also has a rushing touchdown. And then the quarterback play, that's been a little shaky because we started off with Hassan Brockman, but he does not thrown a touchdown pass, and he also has an interception, so we've seen more of Javonte Johnson.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. They're both some good quarterbacks, both of them being top 10 in yards thrown and also are great in the backfield, can really make some moves and can find their way up the field. But Hassan Brockman just hasn't been able to find his rhythm, hasn't found his groove, and it feels like he is rushed on every play, even though some of the times he's not rushed on those plays at all. He just needs to settle it down a bit and really set and get those throws out there. Because, I mean, we saw a couple of them where he had a wide open man for a touchdown with his receiver, but just couldn't get it there. Just another one of those things, just another one of those games from him. Just need to really see him settle down a bit.
That can also be attributed to the pressure applied by Eau Claire. It's been happening all game, and like you pointed out, it has been affecting the quarterback play. A.J. Brown Jr. capitalized for the Axemen when he had an interception in the second quarter. And, of course, Javonte Johnson hooked up with Jamal Couch at the very end of the first half with 6 seconds to go. Really put an exclamation point on that 14-point second quarter for the Harbor Monsters.
Yes, it did. And, I mean, just the way that offense moved in that second quarter, it really was a testament to not only the coaching, but just I know I had said Brockman has had some bad throws, but he's been that communicative leader out there that you really need on a football team. Someone who can really be out there, be that extra coach out on the field. And while he hasn't been the most accurate, he's been talking, he's been getting his guys going, he's been making sure everyone's doing the right thing. And I mean, they have a 26-16 lead right now on the Axemen. They're obviously doing some stuff right, especially on the rushing game. And I mean, they have some 1-2 punch back there that is just absolutely fun to watch from the Harbor Monsters.
And when you watch the highlight tapes and you watch the game film back, with the exception of the second half of the St. Joseph game last week, the defensive backs in the secondary have been a bright spot for Eau Claire. They have been shutting down most of the receiving game today as well, but also a couple missed opportunities. We saw a couple chances in the end zone just off the fingertips, underthrown, overthrown for Duluth. It could have easily been an extended score, a lead more than 10 that we have right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was a couple of times when I was like, wow, how is that not a touchdown? But, I mean, that's also a little bit of a testament to the Eau Claire Axemen defense, too. I mean, even though it is a 26-16 lead, they've been all over the place. They're getting pressure. They're getting all up into the grills of the wide receivers out there, even though they've had a couple of missed plays where there's been a man wide open in the back of the end zone. They have been able to really get into the face, get into the heads of the receivers, and you can tell it's really the talking out there, the chatter that you see, the pushing and shoving. You can tell it's really making a number on not only the Axemen, but the Harbor Monsters, despite the lead.
One player that has been kept relatively quiet that has really been an integral part of the offense is Dan the Threat Williams for the Harbor Monsters. He had 5 touchdowns in his first 2 games this season. Of course, he did not play last game due to a foot injury. Still waiting to see him get some touches. A couple of times he was open, just couldn't get the ball to him, but he's a really important player to get involved if you are on the Duluth offensive side. On the other side for Eau Claire, a player that's revenge game is today, Mo Strong, who scored 13 touchdowns for Duluth last year. Now on the other side of the ball, he's been kept relatively quiet as well for Eau Claire today.
Especially with the game that he had with against the St. Joseph's Goats. You thought that maybe he'd come into this one and would really take the place by storm, but he really hasn't. It almost feels like they've kind of keyed in on him a little bit to make sure he doesn't have one of those good games like we saw against the Goats. But, man, he still is able to get out there, and he's still making some plays happen, even though he hasn't really gotten that one big, most strong play yet. He's still really making an effort out there, getting tackles, especially on the return or on the kickoff game, throw-off game, I should say, and really is keeping the offense level-headed as well, too. Just trying to keep people from not pushing each other around, just trying to keep the offense on the right path going forward.
Well, if anyone knows the strengths and weaknesses of wide receiver Mo Strong, it would be his former team, the Duluth Harbor Monsters. But right now, Duluth has the lead. 26-16 is the score over Eau Claire at the Sonatag Event Center. Brand new built just under a year ago. Great facilities, too, I may
know,
mention.
right?
I mean, I went across the hall. They got the big 100-yard football indoor complex. Pretty impressive for a Division III facility in Wisconsin, Eau Claire, but it seems like they've got it going here.
They definitely do, and I mean, just you look around the place, and there's just not only so much space, but so much really cool aspects of it. I mean, the boxes themselves, we talked about it a little bit earlier, some fans could win a chance to potentially get those by going on the app and really going forward with it, but the absolute just atmosphere of the place is just amazing. It really takes your breath away, especially when you walk up to it and you see like, wow, this is a D3 facility. I never knew there could be a D3 facility.
It's a professional facility for the Eau Claire Axemen of the Arena League.
That too.
That's why it's so nice, and the fans are having a good time tonight. So thank you for tuning in to the Arena Game Day halftime report, and we'll catch you up on the rest of the game. We'll have all that coverage. So we're going to take a quick break and recognize the top fans for the Fan Club app so far this season.
My mind is set, my grind is set, my heart on ice cold. I'm only here to even the score. Whoa. My mind is set, my grind is set, my heart on ice cold. We're down right now, but did it before. Whoa. See from here we going up, made the call, I shown up. Now the game is sewn up. Say my name is blown up. We up, we up, we up, we up, we up.
Just getting LASIK and being able to see and do those things, it's life-changing, man. I didn't know how important your eyes are to you. I told the doctor I took for granted, but now that I got a second chance basically with that, it's kind of giving me more confidence to be able to coach, see better, and yeah, just ability with everything. So shout out Eau Claire LASIK. The ladies here were amazing. The doctor was amazing. Everything was great.
Looking for trusted news in the Chippewa Valley? Leader Telegram delivers the stories that matter, from local updates to sports coverage. Get your daily dose of quality journalism anytime, anywhere at leadertelegram.com.
Imagine a healthcare experience where your provider truly knows you, where you never feel rushed, where your concerns are heard, and where the focus is on getting to the root issue, not just writing a prescription. That's Althea. We've built a model where personalized, root cause healthcare is affordable, accessible, and financially sustainable. If you believe in a different kind of healthcare, one where you are truly seen and cared for, join us. Althea Medical Group, because healthcare should feel like home.
Applebee's All You Can Eat is back, featuring the chicken tenders you've always loved, plus double crunch shrimp and riblets, all served unlimited for just $15.99, only at Applebee's.
Welcome to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Bridges? Yeah, we got them. They bring together people, art, music, and adventure. Whether you're chasing dreamy trails, singing along at music festivals, knocking down the kingpin on a coup pitch, or experiencing the true flavor of Eau Claire at a farm-to-table restaurant, Eau Claire is always ready to surprise you. So while you're here, cross into something new. And when you're ready to explore, we'll be right where the rivers meet.
You deserve somebody that listens, shows up, and truly cares. Because buying or selling a home is a really big deal. And I'm not just here to sell you something. I'm here to help you make the right move. So when you're ready, give me a call. I'm Courtney Kneippel with Lux Realty.
Hey Wisconsin, it's Nick and Garrett with Moonridge Brewing Company. At Moonridge, we're dedicated to quality, from our handcrafted beers and seltzers brewed on site to our homemade spent grain specialty pizzas with take and bake options available.
We believe in more than just providing great beer and pizza. We aim to create a community where everyone feels welcome and valued. Moonridge Brewing Company is veteran owned and operated. We take pride in the values that shaped our journey, service, dedication, and making a positive impact.
Learn more at moonridgebrewery.com.
Looking for trusted news in the Chippewa Valley? Leader Telegram delivers the stories that matter, from local updates to sports coverage. Get your daily dose of quality journalism anytime, anywhere at leadertelegram.com.
The Chippewa River splits Eau Claire, Wisconsin in two, and just sitting northwest of the river is the Sonatag Event Center, and that's where we're at for tonight's action between the Eau Claire Axemen and the Duluth Harbor Monsters for the Arena Game Day Game of the Week. Joined alongside Daniel Zons, I'm Riley Underwood. We have all the second half action that's going to be in store, and so far it's been a good one. Eau Claire started off the first quarter, ended it with a lead 16-12, but then Duluth powered back, scoring a 14-0 second quarter, to end it off 26-16. James Harden, the newcomer, number 20, for the Harbor Monsters, has been a bright spot. 2 rushing touchdowns for him today. The other side, the Axemen, struggled to get much going as of late. Devon Ford started off the game with a return touchdown, and he will be back to return this throw off to start the second half of play. Couch unloads his southpaw throw. Ford fields it at the 6. He's going to get drugged down by Darius Morrison around the 22-yard line.
And Darius Morrison he's had himself a bit of a game too. He's just mainly on the offensive end, of course, but getting the tackle there. That's what you love to see about this game. You see everyone on both sides of the football, and it reminds you of high school, but in a good way, of course, where you just see everyone playing both sides of the ball. A lot of action with that.
Freeman, the quarterback for the Axemen. Long pitch back to Boom Williams, who gets clobbered at the line of scrimmage by Darius Morrison and Dante Mason. That one was an interesting play call. Tay Brooks, the head coach for the Axemen, likes to mix and match his formations. That one was a long pitch back to Williams, trying to get some forward momentum going before the snap. Stopped right in his tracks. That'll be a 2nd and 10. Freeman, play action, finds Williams, escapes the grasp of Maxwell, and slithers up to the 21-yard line to make it a 3rd down and 3 to go.
And good job by Williams getting some extra yards on that one. Boom Williams hasn't really laid down the boom yet so far this game. He's had a couple of chances, but still looking to get that big play.
Freeman feels the snap that went to his right. He decides to run. Remember, you have to go through that run lane. Feels the pressure and finds Aaron Dawson, the leak valve right there, and doesn't go any more than a yard. So it'll be, well, maybe he got a yard and a half. Generous spot there from the officials. It will be a 4th down and 1. Freeman sends Williams in motion. Takes it himself, runs up the gut, gets tackled from behind by Mason, but that'll be enough for a Axemen 1st down.
Great job by Freeman with that big frame to just lean himself forward. He got stopped a little bit close towards the line of scrimmage, but was able to really move forward and just lean that right over the edge. Got that 1st down by about a yard or 2, and good job by him and a great job by the Axemen to just keep pushing forward.
Joel Shaw will be in the shotgun wildcat formation to take the snap. Sends McSweeney in motion. Fakes it to Williams. He's going to try to stiff arm Morrison, but Darius Morrison read that play like a book and met him in the backfield.
Almost a little too much happening out there. It feels like the amount of trickery that we have seen out there has kind of led to really a lot of losses in plays, especially when there's so much moving in the backfield that the Duluth Monsters have enough to really set up and really see what's happening on the offense.
So that brings up a 2nd down and 14. Line of gain is the 5-yard line. Shaw hands it off to Ford. Devon Ford jukes one. And he gets brought down around the 9-yard line. Devon Ford made a nice little move to escape the first tackler and get a little more.
And a great way to pick up some extra yards there and to really set them up in a great position now on 3rd down to get either this first down or a touchdown. They are right there in the scoring zone. And I mean, there's only so much you can say about Devon Ford. The way he's been able to move around on the offense has been incredible.
Shaw fumbles the handoff, and that's going to be picked up by the Harbor Monsters. Khalil Finley picks it up, and he's going to take it back to the house. Touchdown, Duluth. And that was just a mistake on the gather and handoff, picked up by Finley, and goes all the way for his first Arena League score.
And the worst part about that fumble for the Axemen was that it bounced in such a way that there was only Duluth Harbor Monsters there in its sight. And of course, had a whole barrage of 3 of them running it right back with Finley for the touchdown. A great job by the Duluth Harbor Monsters, and now this is getting a little out of hand right now with a 32-16 lead.
Well, it's still a little early. There is time left to go, but that's sometimes what happens when you have a running back taking snaps and handing the ball off. So they'll go for the 1, Javante Johnson in the shotgun formation. Williams on the near side. Couch on the far. Sends Felder in motion. Gets it out to Couch, and that just seemed like a miscommunication on what route he was running. Couch went in, the throw went out. So the 1-point conversion is no good. Harbor Monsters up, and they've doubled them up. 32-16 right now is the score. Just under 10 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. So really a quick change of events. You get the ball first when you're the Axemen, and then you turn it over. Khalil Finley in the right place at the right time, picks it up, heads back for 6.
And that's going to be number 6 on the season for fumble recoveries for them. A 2nd return touchdown of the season for this defense. The Harbor Monsters just been all over the place. They lead most teams in every stat. I mean, sacks, interceptions, just a great job all around by this defense.
High throw, bounces at the 5-yard line. That one's going to be finally handled by Ford. Jumps on it at the 7 or 8-yard line, in between the 2. So that sets up a 1st and 10. Axemen offense jogs back out onto the field, and Wade Freeman trying to mount a comeback right now. His Axemen are down 16.
And especially with how quick these games are and how fast-moving, fast-paced it is, no lead's ever safe. There's always going to be a chance for the offense to really get down the field, and all it just takes 2 or 3 touchdowns to just get it right back into this game, and you're right there.
Gets it out quickly to McSweeney, who's met by he's met by Zach Hannibal. Helmet of McSweeney comes off in the process. Helmet of Hannibal too.
Seen a couple of those happen this game. There's been some big hits out there that have really popped some helmets off, and some great form tackling.
Ford in motion, pitches it over to Williams. His blocker is his quarterback, and that's going nowhere. Met behind the line of scrimmage. Michael Austin among the Harbor Monsters in on the stop.
And there's that swarming defense of the Harbor Monsters. Doesn't matter who's out there on the field for them. They know they have a great game plan and just know how to scheme it up, especially with this Axemen offense being as tricky as they are.
3rd and 6. Freeman faces pressure and delivers it into the VIP boxes.
Little miscommunication there between him and his receiver. He really wanted Stanley Boom Williams, so just go for an out route, but came back a little bit too soon, and that went flying over everyone's head.
Darius Morrison applied the pressure that forced the bad throw, forces a fourth
Elected
down.
to surrender. It'll be 1st down and 10 at the 15-yard line.
And
Duluth 1st down.
Eau Claire elects for the equivalent of a punt in the Arena League, which means they surrender, and Duluth will take possession at their own 15-yard line.
And they just really haven't gotten any kind of momentum on this offense. They came out of the break. It felt like they had a little bit of heat going into it, but they just kind of whiffed on their first couple of plays and just really couldn't get anything mounted for them. Now they're trying to get back. They're back on defense and make sure the Duluth Harbor Monsters don't put another one on the board.
Javante Johnson in the shotgun. Faces a blindside blitz, and that one's going to be picked off. Picked off by Shaq Currington at the 23-yard line. And right back in it are the Axemen. He faced a blindside blitz. You can give that one to Jacob Davies. Thank him on the sideline because he applied that pressure to force a bad throw and a Shaq Currington interception. Axemen get the ball back.
Jacob Davies has yet to get a sack on the season. However, that doesn't stop him from going full force into that backfield and really getting right into the face there of the quarterback. Just a great job from him. And like I said, just a few big plays is all it takes to really get yourself back into this game with how fast-paced this game is.
Freeman. Looked like he was going to run, decides to pass instead, finds Dawson, who gets shoved out by Mason at the 12-yard line. Aaron Dawson, the running back, in 2022 rushed for over 1,200 yards at Valparaiso. First team FCS All-American. Williams takes the running start. Freeman, quick pass to Ford. Ford gets tackled and really made a nice play to not give up and almost find the first down marker. Zach Hannibal.
1st down, Eau Claire.
They're going to put this really close. They may have actually given it to him. They did.
Wow, what a second effort by Devon Ford. He could have easily given up on that one and went down, but fights for the extra yards, and it was worth it. They give him the spot.
I mean, that's just the kind of guy Ford is. He's not going to go down on that first hit. He's going to keep powering through you until you force him to go down.
Freeman almost stumbles, and then he's going to somehow get it to Dawson. Dawson rumbling into the end zone. Touchdown, Eau Claire.
Wow.
Flags are flying.
What a play.
After the play, there was some jawing. Oh my, what a way to get it out of your hands by Wade Freeman to the waiting Dawson. We do have a red flag out on the field.
The result of a play is a touchdown. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Defense number 0, his first of the game. The previous play is being challenged by Duluth. Timeout on the field.
So Tony O'Neill and the Harbor Monsters challenged the call. After the play, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty by the defensive back number 0, Deron Maxwell of Duluth. But O'Neill doesn't think this is a touchdown, and the challenge is whether the quarterback, Freeman, was down or not before he got that ball away.
It was very close. It was very close. I mean, it looked like he was down for the count, but Freeman with that last-ditch effort to just get that ball out. You got to give him some credit for that, even if this does not stand. But, I mean, we've seen some magic from Freeman all game long.
Tyler Downs, the head referee today.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
Wow.
The 15-yard penalty for the unsportsmanlike conduct foul will be enforced on the succeeding spot after the next throw-off. Duluth is not charged with the challenge because that play was automatically under review because it was a scoring play.
Okay, so
Point after try.
it looks like Tony O'Neill and the Harbor Monsters get to keep their timeout because the play was going to be reviewed anyway, because every scoring play is reviewed, so he keeps his timeout. Nevertheless, the play on the field stands. Freeman moves to his left, now to his right, faces pressure, jump pass, hits Williams, who gets hit by Dante Mason, driven back. That conversion, no good. Maxwell gets in his face afterwards.
And they've just been all over the field, just chattering, getting right in each other's faces after every score, after every turnover. I mean, you got to love the energy and the passion between these two teams fighting out there today. Both of them want to get that comeback.
So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back to catch you up on the rest.
When you need a break, Pizza Ranch is ready. And if you're craving your favorite pizza, request it with Buffet Your Way. You name it, we'll make it for the buffet and make sure you get the first slice. Rough day or good day, sometimes you just need a buffet. Make it a buffet day at Pizza Ranch.
Superior Funland. We're your local indoor playground, open 6 days a week and located in the Mariner Business Center. Funland is a great place to host birthday parties and other events. Visit us at superiorfunland.com.
Extraordinary. With our endlessly adjustable colors and organic formulations, a perfect match is guaranteed every time. We offer group sessions, private classes, or personalized tailored just for you. Located here in the Twin Ports, we are the nation's leader. Visit Vicks Cosmetics today and get color cosmetics crafted right in front of you. No more settling for ordinary makeup when you can wear perfect treatment.
Looking for a career that moves you forward? At Jeff Foster Trucking, you're more than a number. You're part of a family built on respect, support, and stability. Whether you want local routes or long hauls, we offer great benefits and home time that works for you. Apply today at jefffostertrucking.com and drive your career forward.
So the cheerleaders getting some action, throwing the ball. I don't know what they're throwing, really. It looks like, I don't know, is that some candy? I don't know.
It looks like candy. I don't know, but whatever it is, some of them are throwing some beautiful dimes out there.
Yeah, those are some projectiles, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
The real-life Axeman was shaking some hands, giving some high fives. He chopped some wood after the Axemen score. They have the real live Axeman, and they also have the mascot, the more animated mascot, who is an ox. His name is Ollie. You can see him roaming around the sidelines.
He's always so fun and always so entertaining to be around. Just all you got to do is go up and say hi, and he won't say much to you.
Well, he won't say.
Won't say much, but he'll be entertaining
right.
just with you, take some pictures, have a little bit of fun. It's funny how entertaining a guy can be without saying anything at all.
Oh, you got to love an ox wearing an Axeman jersey. I mean, that's something you don't see every day.
No.
So the former Duluth Harbor Monster Mo Strong will throw it off for Eau Claire. Sosa Maxwell will take his first return attempt of the day. He returned one for a touchdown last week. And here he goes again. Deron Maxwell gets dragged down just past midfield. It looked like for a second, boy, he could have broke one big time.
Oh, yeah. It looked like he had the distance there, but getting tripped up just a little bit really stopped his momentum and then allowed the Axemen to just corral him and just contain him there.
The ball will be placed 15 yards behind the end of that run for the prior unsportsmanlike foul. First down, Duluth.
Last week, and Maxwell's return is going to be wiped out by Maxwell because Maxwell was the one that had the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the play of the touchdown. So his efforts go halfway back to the goal line.
It's the energy that matters, though.
Brockman pitches it back to Javante Johnson. Back to Brockman, a little give and go action. The ball comes out. Who has it? Someone falls on it. Eau Claire is saying they do. The referee points. And yes, they do. Eau Claire comes up with it. What a turn of events. Just like that, the Axemen get it back. Brockman pitched it back to Johnson, who tossed it out to Brockman. That ball was stripped away by Jacob Davies, and a bunch of Axemen just fall on it right in front of their bench. They knew it from the jump that they had it. And now Wade Freeman and Eau Claire is going to have the ball in great field position at the 5-yard line. First and goal, down 10 with 5:32 left in the third quarter.
The ruling on the field
just in a snap,
of a fumble recovered by Eau Claire is upheld.
You get a touchdown
First
here,
down, Eau Claire.
You're right back into this game. Especially being right at the 5 right there. I mean, you got some great runners in your backfield that can just go right up the middle. This is where this offense is really dangerous.
Wade Freeman under center, takes a snap, hands off to Devon Ford, who gets drilled by Khalil Finley. 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Finley's been having himself a good game as well. He's been really all over the field too, but still, Axemen not really able to find their groove just yet on offense, going backwards to start this after getting that fumble. So it's really been that defense.
Second and goal now from the 7-yard line. Freeman in the backfield. Mo Strong will be the receiver taking the running start. Sends him in motion. Freeman has time, delivers a strike to Strong in the back of the end zone. Mo Strong, revenge touchdown to put the Monsters in striking distance for Eau Claire.
What a catch by Mo Strong. What a throw by Wade Freeman to navigate all those defenders and put it right on the money there for Mo Strong. And Mo Strong has had, as we had talked about earlier, he's had a quiet game. Getting his first touchdown right there of the game, and in a great fashion, too, to really cut this lead down to 4 here after this 1-point try. They could potentially get this down to 3.
Clock ticking. Freeman tries to leave it up to McSweeney, but that just a little too high. McSweeney a little slow to get up. We will take a break right now. Harbor Monsters up 32-28. Eau Claire gaining some traction.
quiet moments before dawn, champions are made. Every fan, every athlete, every moment counts. It's not just a game, it's a passion that unites us, drives us, and makes us strive for greatness. Greatness is wherever fans connect and call home. We believe in the power of the community. We believe in turning passion into action. We bring fans closer and transform loyalty into unforgettable experiences. Join us. Make every moment matter. Fan Club. Get your fans in the game.
Give me something I can feel. Light a cigarette just so I can breathe. Give me something. 700 feet off the coast of Green. Give me something.
Back in action in Eau Claire. Throw off, fielded by Felder at the 1-yard line. Reverses field now. Gets tackled and brought down rather awkwardly around the 15-yard line where forward progress was stopped just before the break. It was a touchdown that cut the lead to 4 points by the Axemen, and Duluth, who started the half off with a 10-point lead, now leads by just 4. Javante Johnson gives it off to Morrison. Darius Morrison flips the field. He has some space. He's rumbling down and forced out by Jacob Davies, but a big gain from Demo.
And a good run from Morrison, but some great blocking as well to really set up that run from the left side. They're going to have to keep powering forward, and they're really going to need a score here to really quell this comeback from the Axemen.
Morrison actually takes a snap. It wasn't intended for him and just rushes right up the gut. Gains 3. That was a bad snap. Landed on his right leg.
Some good awareness, though, to just scoop up that ball and take off with it for a couple of yards because, I mean, if that bounces the wrong way, got a turnover there, and suddenly Axemen have the ball again.
Hands off to Morrison once again. Gain of around 3 to set up a, well, maybe not quite. 3rd down and 7.
And really stalled out after that last big run by Williams, trying to get their legs back under themselves. A little less communicative, I've noticed, in this possession. Just not really a lot of chatter, not a lot of talking between those Harbor Monsters.
Johnson sends Felder in motion, takes a snap, drops back, steps up in the pocket. He's going to run. He has a lane. He's going to power his way all the way down to the 1-yard line, and he moves the chains to set up a 1st and goal, a clutch 3rd down conversion from Javante Johnson.
And they really needed that from Johnson, too. Someone needed to step up and make a play there, and Johnson said, "It's my turn," and just took it himself. He had Feldman open a little bit as a timeout's taken, or a challenge, I should say.
Eau Claire is challenging the previous play for a running lane violation. Timeout on the field.
What's happening is Tay Brooks and the Axemen are challenging not the spot of the ball, but that it should have been a running lane violation. So when you're the quarterback, you have to cross the line of scrimmage if you're running in between those hash marks that are new this year. Looked like from first glance when we watched it live that he did. We're going to take another look at it. line of scrimmage was, yes, he definitely did cross it in between the hash marks. I don't think that was much of a question because the line of scrimmage was around the 9-yard line.
We're getting
after
some
review,
up over here
the ruling on the field is upheld.
Like
the runner was inside the running lane when he went beyond the line of scrimmage at the 9-yard line. First down, Duluth. Eau Claire has used their one challenge for the half and is out of challenges for the rest of the game.
Eau Claire forfeits its challenge, and the first down ruling stands on the field.
It didn't really look that as close as I had thought it was, looking at the instant replay on it.
Johnson in the gun. Harded lined up caddy quarter in front of him.
A little bit of confusion here too.
Johnson telling Williams to move up. Couch in motion. Gets the handoff. Jamal Couch into the end zone for a score for Duluth. That's his second rushing touchdown on the season.
And just another play made by Couch. He's been all over the field. He's had a couple of plays that could have came down with some big catches, but really makes up for it there with a great touchdown. And just like that, the Monsters have taken a 38-28 lead now. Just exactly what you needed if you were the Monsters. They had kind of stalled out a little bit on offense, didn't really get their legs under them in that last possession until that big Williams run that really set them up. Getting a touchdown there and taking an even bigger lead.
They go for the 2. Johnson fires. Williams. Corner. Caught. So Dan Williams, an impact, does a little rodeo dance in the corner and puts the Axemen in a tough spot now with 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Harbor Monsters lead by 12. Take another look at it. Yep. Defender draped all over him, but Williams, the good receiver that he is, found a way to use his body to make the catch.
And he just makes things happen. He just makes those plays happen. And when he's needed, he's going to be there for your team. And Williams, just a great catch, great control, comes down with it cleanly. And just like that, it's a 12-point lead once again. But, I mean, we saw just how quick this can change. There's never a dull moment in this Arena League football. There's so much fast-paced action, and there's always a chance to really come back into this game.
Couch throws it off. Ford back at his 5-yard line to return. Fields it at his 5. Fumbles the ball. Who comes up with it? That's going to stay with the receiving team. Devon Ford fell back onto it after mishandling the throw. And Eau Claire will start off with the ball at their own 6-yard line. 1st and 10, 16 seconds left in quarter number 3.
I got to shout out Dante Mason on that. Even though he didn't really do anything to make him drop that football, he got right there and almost caused another turnover. Just a great job. He's been all over the field and even making plays on these throw-offs. Just a great job on the defensive end for him today.
Clock ticking. Under 10 now. Freeman doesn't have to snap the ball. Sent Strong in motion. He will snap it. Get a play off. Feeling the pressure in his end zone. Jumps out of it and gets rocked. Mason with a hard hit to the face mask of the quarterback Freeman.
That is the end of the third quarter.
Quarter number 3. Duluth on top 40-28 with 15 minutes left to play here in Eau Claire.
Imagine a healthcare experience where your provider truly knows you, where you never feel rushed, where your concerns are heard, and where the focus is on getting to the root issue, not just writing a prescription. That's Althea. We've built a model where personalized, root cause healthcare is affordable, accessible, and financially sustainable. If you believe in a different kind of healthcare, one where you are truly seen and cared for, join us. Althea Medical Group, because healthcare should feel like home.
Applebee's All You Can Eat is back, featuring the chicken tenders you've always loved, plus double crunch shrimp and riblets, all served unlimited for just $15.99, only at Applebee's.
My name is Lee Hofer, and I work at Eau Claire LASIK and have been here for 25 years. I think there are a lot of rewarding things about having LASIK as a profession. Working with young people that have defined goals, people that are 60s and 70s, and they find benefits too. But I think it's just the personal encounters, meeting new people, and seeing how their life continues from there.
At Muldoon's Menswear, we take pride in providing quality suits that you can wear for every occasion. Browse our in-house selection of suits and choose from our wide array of accessories to complete any look. Suits starting at $225.
We're back to start the fourth quarter of action here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The hometown team trailing by 12. They have the ball to start quarter number 4. Second down and 4 to go. Joel Shaw, the running back, is going to be in Wildcat formation with 3 other backs to his side. Ford in motion, fakes the handoff, pitches off to Dawson. Dawson finds the edge. Oh my goodness, he got rocked against that wall. Watch out if you're on the side in one of those VIP boxes.
He get the action right up close.
The ruling on the field is a first down.
We heard that hit all the way up here. It's going to be good enough for a first down and 10. 16-yard line. 2 scores. What the Axemen need to make up to get back into this game. Fakes the handoff, and that doesn't go anywhere. Driven back about a yard, they say. Shaw not going anywhere. He's usually very successful with that Wildcat formation. He has 3 touchdowns on the year on the ground. Former Kent State Golden Flash.
Something else to mention too, Wade Freeman on that sideline with his helmet off. Hoping everything's going well for him over there.
2 players in motion. Shaw gets the throw off out to Williams. Good for a gain of about 4. Stanley Williams gets out to the 20-yard line.
And just a great one-hand catch there to just pull that in. Move, get a little bit closer. You still got a third and a bit of a distance there. Not too hard to manage, but just getting a little extra yards there is going to go a long way for this team.
We'll have 3rd and 6 now. Gonna take it himself. Escapes one arm tackle. Trying to get the first, powering forward, and yes, he does. Joel Shaw, oh, the ball comes out into the hands of Mo Strong, and he runs into the end zone. Is that going to stand for now? The officials are saying yes. Red flag comes onto the field. O'Neal didn't learn his first time that all scoring plays are reviewed, so that one's going to be reviewed anyways, but for now.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown.
A controversial touchdown. Mo Strong officially getting credit for it. That ball came out somewhere. Did it go forward? Was it shoveled? Was it punched out. That's what we need to sort out here.
It looked like
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
On first look at that, Joel Shaw, it looked like he was just trying to reach his arm out because he didn't really see where that first down marker was, just trying to put that extra effort forward. And like taking another look at this on this instant replay, I mean, he's just trying to get this thing out as soon as possible, but that comes out from behind.
Yeah, that's a backwards pitch, so that one's going to stand. Wow, what a heads-up play by Joel Shaw, getting it to his teammate Mo Strong.
Just a very smart and very aware play there. Seeing he has another player going down and just pitches it out, and he's not down, it looks like. It looks like he still is up. Yeah. That's a good player. That's a good player you want to have as a teammate right there. And Mo Strong getting another touchdown on the day.
The ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown, Eau Claire.
Good, the ruling's upheld. Crowd likes it.
Just an insane play. We've seen a couple of insane plays just this game alone.
So it's a 6-point game now. Axemen will elect to go for the 1 from the 5-yard line. They'll keep Shaw as the man receiving the snap. Dawson lined up directly beside him. Ford and Williams flank. Rolls out, back to his right. Shaw looking to throw, and he's going to get tackled. Doing a little too much. Marcus Sessoms gets credit for that stand-up.
And it looked like for a second there he was going to try and find someone else to pitch it to again, but great job to just know that there's no one around you. Don't take that pitch. Don't make that chance. Don't give that chance to Duluth to run that back and get another score on the board.
And so we get 6 points away from a tie ball game. Duluth up 40-34. They will get the ball. Interesting to see who comes out to return for the Harbor Monsters. It's been a lot of KJ Felder so far today. We saw one Sosa Maxwell return, and Maxwell is the player that returned all the way for a score in last week's game against Hot Springs.
And they have a number of players that are just so shifty out there on the field. It feels like no matter who it is, they could potentially take off for a big gain, if not a touchdown. It's really a toss-up of whoever's back there. Whoever gets that chance is going to go full force 100% of the way.
Talking about the rushing game as well has been a clever point of attack today for the Harbor Monsters. 3 different players have scored on the ground. James Harden has 2. Darius Morrison has 1. Mal Couch has 2 total, 1 on the ground, and 1 as a wide receiver catching the ball. So it will be Maxwell taking the return. He lines up at the 3-yard line. Mo Strong just scored that touchdown. We'll throw it off. 12:35 on the clock remaining in the game.
He's got 165 yards returning kicks on this season. Returning throws, I should say, on this season for Deron Maxwell. Definitely their best kick returner out there. We have a little bit of a delay here.
Deron Maxwell was big in the last game. He leads the Harbor Monsters in tackles on the year with 17. He's originally from New Jersey. Played his college ball at Bethune-Cookman.
And it's cool to see all the different backgrounds here of each of these players. They all come from unique places, have different perspectives, different ways they play their game, different ways that they kind of make out, and really these different experiences as well. I mean, you talked about Bethune-Cookman. I mean, half these players are from different parts of the globe or different parts of the United States. It's really cool to see.
Eau Claire throws it off. Maxwell fields it at his 1. Takes 1 drop step back before shifting upfield. Maxwell dragging tacklers past the 15. Brought down at right in between the 15 and the 20-yard line. Set up another drive for the Harbor Monsters. And the question is, who will jog out for quarterback? The answer is Javante Johnson. Entered today, 272 passing yards. Trailed his counterpart Brockman, who entered with 325 passing yards. Johnson now has 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions on the year. He'll be the one taking the snap. Williams takes the handoff. He's got a reverse field and gets brought down at the 20.
Can't say enough about A.J. Brown, man. He's been flying around that field. I mean, on that throw-off return, he tried going for that fumble, tried knocking that thing out, and he's just been all over the place in this backfield, not really allowing any kind of a flow on this offense.
Johnson with Harden by his side, hands it off to James Harden. Juking, flag on the field at the 20-yard line. Brought down at the moment 2 yards shy of the first down marker.
Joe King seems to think it's going the other way.
Okay. Holding offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Jordan Burney, the new center for Duluth. He's not having the best day so far.
No, but he has really gotten his snaps down, it seems like. It felt like there was a lot of nerves coming into this one, really getting his first chance to be out there, but has really kind of settled down on that. Obviously, another step back for him there.
So it sets up 2nd and long. Felder, that's a bad snap. Felder was in motion. Johnson gets it to Dan Williams, who was streaking across the field diagonally. It looked like Felder could have been there too. He was on the ground waiting for the ball. Dan Williams gets close to the first down marker. Does he have it? Officials say yes, he does.
And just a great job by Williams again. He's been really finding his groove in the second half, being able to get right there on the right into the teeth of the defense and sit down and get that shot, especially after that poor snap again.
Morrison will be the running back. Johnson confused about the play clock. Clock is ticking, play clock is not.
The first to notice too.
Now it's rolling. 10 seconds on the snap count, and now it's going under. 7, 6, not sure he notices. Under 5 now, he takes the snap, pitches it off to Demo. Morrison rumbles close to the first down marker, not quite. He's 2 yards short, set up a 2nd and 2.
And I just got to give credit to this Harbor Monster offense for their blocking scheme. They've been doing some great, while they have had some issues with holds and some issues with really keeping that momentum with that blocking as they take the snap. I don't think anyone's ready for that.
Morrison gets the first down and a little bit more.
Directly went right to him. It felt like no one was ready or set up. Kind of caught him by surprise and was still able to pick up some solid yards on that play.
So under 10 minutes now, about 9:30 left to go in the fourth quarter at the Sonatag Event Center in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Duluth up by 6. The Harbor Monsters in blue, the Axemen in white. Johnson, the quarterback, 2 towels on his waist, long flowing hair coming out of his helmet. Takes a snap, pitches it over to James Harden, who makes a couple people miss. He's still on his feet. James Harden into the end zone, and that's Harden's 3rd score of the day. Whistles are blowing. Call the play dead.
He may have been out of bounds there.
Let's take one more look at it.
The ruling on the field is the player hit the wall. Second down.
So they say that Harden hit the wall, and that means he was forced down. And there goes that red handkerchief. This time, they actually will review it.
Duluth is challenging the previous play that the runner hit the wall. Timeout on the field.
It will be challenged.
And it's felt like he's had the finger on the trigger for that one, ready to throw that at will. But at least for that one, it looked like he was still in bounds, at least on the first glance of it. Looking at the review for it, and it's not looking like he got that close to it. Oh, there. It may have gotten him on the ankle.
Let's see.
When running back.
No, that's a touchdown. That should be a score.
All I'm saying.
That is
he didn't really get pushed.
As clear as it can be. And Harden's fired up because he knows that one's going to count.
And that's going to be his third of the day. He's been all over the place on the offense, making some plays happen.
The former St. Joseph, Kansas City Goat, now a Harbor Monster in his first game, his Duluth debut.
After review, the runner did not hit the wall with contact. Touchdown, Duluth.
There you go.
Duluth is out of challenges the rest of the game. Point after try.
There are a few Duluth fans that made the 140-mile drive. A couple of them sitting right in front of us as we call the game from your angle, where you're seeing it on TV.
Some well-traveled fans, too. You can see a lot of blue and yellow just around in little pockets here and there.
Johnson be the quarterback. Clock ticking, under 8:40. Pass is thrown and completed to Ladarian McAllister for the conversion, and that increases.
Timeout on the field for media.
Lead. And we will take a quick break. Harbor Monsters up 47-34.
Is the game?
Duluth has a 13-point lead as Jamal Couch readies to throw it off in the end zone to Devon Ford, who's waiting and will field it. Well, that bounces up, and he turns around and fields it inside the 5. He's going to have some room to run now. Devon Ford, can he go one more time? Makes a man miss and finally gets brought down at the 15-yard line. Oh, man, he only had the thrower to beat. And Devon Ford almost broke another one. He had a return touchdown. That was the first score of the game for the Axemen.
just some insane work there from Ford. He just can get right in space and can just make things happen. And especially when it bounces in his direction, he can get a little bit of momentum going forward. He is so hard to stop.
1st and 10 for the 15. Freeman sends his receivers in motion. Freeman fires, and he has Mo Strong. That's Mo Strong's 3rd touchdown of the day. How do you like me now? And he hands it off to his old ball coach, Tony O'Neill. O'Neill say, hey, come on now, you're not going to do me like that. Strong saying, yes, sir, I will, because I scored on you for the 3rd time of the day.
Give him that hat trick. He deserved that. Wow. And what a way to get that 3rd one, too, and then just hand that ball off at the end. Wow. Just a great turn of events, and just like that, we are right back into the middle of it. It turns so quickly here in this team.
Freeman, play action for the 2-point conversion. Stops, looks, throws. Way too high. That one's going to be no good, so it's a 7-point lead that Duluth carries as we are approaching the 7-minute mark of the 4th quarter. So right now, the offense for the Axemen is not having any problems moving the ball. The issue seems to be when Duluth gets the ball, they're scoring every possession, so you're just going 1 for 1, 1 for 1, 1 for 1. Eau Claire's having a hard time coming back. They're staying in it. But you got to get a stop here on defense.
And they've had a couple of stops on defense in the second half that really turned the tide of this game. And it's just interesting to see that they've kind of reverted back a little bit, but also the Duluth Harbor Monsters blocking has picked up a good bit since the start of the second half, and they've really been able to get their own way with the offense. Eau Claire Axemen need to find a way to really get around that blocking and get around that scheme to really get back inside and cause some mayhem inside if they want to get this game back. They're still close. 7 minutes to go. That's plenty of time if you're the Axemen, and a lot of time if you're the Monsters.
So Mo Strong, who's having a heck of a game against his former team, will throw it off once again. Maxwell to field it at his own 3. Here's Deron Maxwell, and he's going to get drugged down by Shaq Currington. Great job to keep up his balance and take him down.
It looks like we have a hobbled Dante Mason on the field there, too. One of their best defenders out on the field, someone who we've called his name a ton. Really hoping he's able to get back into this game, especially with how intense and how just passionate he's been out there on the field. He's gotten into everyone's face. He's been talking. He's been right there with that defense. He's a hard guy to replace if you're the Harbor Monsters.
Johnson has Harden to his side. Couch went in motion, pitches it over to Harden. Harden making a couple of men miss. Brought down 2 yards short of the first down marker. Good little shifty run by the newcomer.
And he has just been doing that all game long. Has really not had a... It's been really hard to stop him. The way he's been able to shift around and really find that little gap in the defense, just hard to close him down.
Johnson hands off to Harden. James Harden makes, oh no, he's gonna get stood up a little too fancy for me, says the Axemen. All those moves and not going anywhere.
Just a great job of awareness there to stop him right on the play. It's going to force a third down, but Axemen really needing this one.
Stephen Thomas was one of them who brought him down from behind. Also, David Facone also went on it.
Thomas had a great game on defense last game. Really made an impact against those St. Joseph Goats.
Morrison now the running back. 3rd down and 3. Pitches it off to Morrison. Morrison keeps those legs churning, but not enough for the first down. He's going to be 1 yard short. That will force a 4th and 1. The decision now is what to do if you're the Harbor Monsters. 5 minutes and ticking.
And they've been dangerous rushing this football, but the Axemen have been catching on to their ways and have really been closing and containing those gaps that were open before. It might be a brick wall type of a play going on this next set of plays here.
Morrison in the backfield. Hands it off to Morrison, trying to find the outside. Can he get there? No, he cannot. Stood up by Joe King. The Axemen make a crucial 4th down stop to turn the ball over on downs and get the ball back to their offense. Down by 7 with a chance to tie and even take the lead.
Textbook tackling there. Joe King, that's what he gets. That's what he comes here to do. He comes here to stand up and make some stops, make some great plays. And, I mean, down the line, we got 4:30 left here. Still 3 timeouts for the Axemen. There is plenty of time. They were down 16 points, 32-16 at one point, and right now are 1 touchdown away from making this a 1-point game with a chance to either tie or take the lead. But we got to see what they're going to do here on offense. Freeman's been really making some things happen with his arm. He's back out there after what looked like a little bit of an injury scare, but happy to see him back out there. He's a big playmaker for this Axemen team.
Timeout, Duluth. Their first of the half.
Duluth will take their first timeout.
Getting right in the face of each other again.
Of the half, yes, both teams. Coach is trying to separate.
And you just got to love that passion out there on the field. A lot of chippiness, not a lot of really physicality as much, just a little bit of pushing and shoving, but still, at the end of the day, they break up apart and they go on with their next one, and that's the kind of passion that you love to see in this sport, kind of passion you love to see in this game as well. That's why the score is as close as it's been.
40-47, the score. Duluth leads, 4:31 on the clock. On the year, Duluth scores 49 points per game on average, so they're right around that mark. That's 3rd in the league. And they give up 48 points per game. That's 4th in the league. On Eau Claire on the other side, they're right at their mark, 40 points per game. Good for 5th in the league, and they usually do a little better on defense. The 2nd best scoring defense in the league, allowing 46. Harbor Monsters got him beat today. Beautiful block by Aaron Dawson. Clears the way for Williams, who scampers all the way to the 12-yard line.
And he hit that on Dante Mason, too. He's a hard guy to block, to really just square him up and put him down like that. You heard that pop from up here. I mean,
sure did.
That was a major contact.
Morrison comes in on defense for Hardin. He's a threat on the edge. Freeman alone, fires, intercepted by Sosa Maxwell, is it? Oh no!
Did he catch that?
Well, Mo Strong ripped it away from him at the last second. The question is, what do the referees call? Maxwell had it at first. Oh, pushing and shoving now. Flags in the air, and this one's gonna go against Duluth.
Oh no. The Harbor Monsters aren't liking that either.
Mayhem is ensuing in the Chippewa Valley, and the Axemen are here for it. The question still remains, whose ball is it?
The age-old question. I mean, wow, that looked like a clean interception, and then it looked like he was down by contact, but if he was still sitting up on the receiver, then, I mean, that's fair game.
The ruling on the field is a completed catch for Eau Claire. After the play was over, personal foul, number 33, defense. A penalty being enforced half the distance to the goal. The previous play is under further review.
So this play is going to be under review. They called it a catch on the field, so Mo Strong wrestled that ball away from Deron Maxwell. And then after the play, it was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Michael Austin. And that will be half the distance to the goal, so all that'll do is push it from the 1 yard line to the half-yard line. Zach Hannibal of Duluth is pointing up to the video board saying, hey, no, Maxwell had it. But the call on the field is Axemen ball.
He did have it, but he was also laying down on the receiver for a second, unless his knee hit the ground right there.
Well, that's tricky.
I'm glad I'm not a ref having to pick this apart and trying to make the call on this one, because, geez, that is a tough one to call. It's so close both ways. I mean, it looks... Because also, when does he get possession of it?
Well, it looks like Maxwell has it, but then it might go into the hands of Mo Strong after. And even then, does that ball hit the ground? Is there possession? I don't know if there's enough video evidence to overturn this. And if not, what a turn of events and what a play to put the Axemen in perfect scoring position at the half-yard line. And that would mean they could either take the lead or tie it up.
And it's so hard to see just where that ball goes, because it almost does a magic trick and just completely vanishes for a second there until it pops up into the hands of the Axemen there, and it's... Wow. What a number of plays that we've had this game that have just been massive and have turned the tides for both teams. I mean...
Here's the call.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It is a completed catch by Eau Claire. After the play was over, a personal foul, number 33 defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
There you have it.
Well, how about that?
Called in by Mo Strong, so no interception from Mr. Freeman. Instead, he gets a chance to go under center at the half-yard line to punch it in at first and goal. He's got Ford, Dawson, and Williams in a line behind him. Hard count. Flags fly in. Freeman rushed in afterwards. I think they blew this play dead.
I believe they did too. Yeah, that won't be a touchdown. The Axemen have really settled this down and really been playing
offside.
Their
defense, number 2 with contact. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So I guess move it up to the quarter-yard line if we're calling it that. So less than a foot to go. First and less than 12 inches.
And with Wade Freeman's big build, he could almost lean over the edge and just get that touchdown.
Freeman under center. Oh, the ball's fumbled, and do the Harbor Monsters have it? I think it's Dante Mason. Are you kidding me?
Oh, wow. What a play.
He's saying, see ya. Oh, my goodness. Gestures to the crowd, and that just flipped this game.
The ruling on the
head.
field is a fumble recovered by Duluth.
What
that ruling is upheld. First down.
What an insanely smart play there by Mason to just punch right through and go right for the ball. I mean, he had set that up perfectly to get right there. He knew exactly what was going to happen.
Oh, man. whatever could have gone wrong for Eau Claire just went wrong. They're getting flashbacks of what happened to Duluth last week when they played Hot Springs. They had it at 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line. And
timeout, Duluth. They're second of the half.
Game-sealing interception, pick 6 to Vishon Palmer of Hot Springs. And now the Axemen had the ball at the quarter-yard line. All they had to do was punch it in. 4 tries to do it as well. Bad snap.
And Mason just went right. He saw it immediately. He went right for that. And I mean, the Axemen have been pretty good at getting that ball to Freeman all game long. But in one of the more important moments of this game, could not get it to him at the 1-yard line. Half-yard line for that matter.
My goodness. So with 3:31, Duluth up by 7. They take possession at their own 3-yard line. Javante Johnson will take the snap. Felder's lined up to the right of him with his back against the wall. Quick pass over to Williams. Williams, stiff arm, goes about 2 yards before Currington forces him into the wall.
And if you're the Axemen, you still have 3 timeouts. The game's not over. You still have plenty of times. You still have plenty of time, and you do still have them inside their own 5-yard line. That's a hard place to be as an offense.
Clock ticking under 3 minutes now. James Harden, the running back, alongside Javante Johnson. Williams, the lone receiver, split out wide at the top of your screen. Couch goes in motion. Harden barely escapes it being a safety out of the end zone. Dangerous play by the Harbor Monsters. And that ball's going to be down at the 1-yard line now. So 3rd and 13, it looks like. Came in there, Jacob Davies with the TFL.
And just not the best play decision in my opinion. You cannot be pitching that back and giving the defense time to really corral you.
3rd down and long. Johnson against his back end zone. Heaves it up. That ball's complete. The hazard couch pulls it in. It looked like
this is
Eau Claire was
the
trying to
2-minute
jump that route.
timeout.
And they are forced to call a timeout. Excuse me, no, we're entering the 2-minute warning now. A 1-score game, 1st and 10 for Duluth.
And if you're Duluth, that's exactly what you needed. I mean, perfectly positions him, perfectly puts that in the spot for Couch to make a play on that ball. If you're the Axemen, you cannot be going for an interception in this scenario. When it's 3rd and 13, you gotta knock that thing down, live to fight another day, especially when they're at that 5-yard line. Just a bad decision, and it's gonna cost them a 1st down.
The Axemen's head coach, Tay Brooks. You can see him from our angle here, just lighting them up, trying to light a fire under his Axemen squad. They have to get a stop, and they have to get a stop now. Eau Claire with 3 timeouts remaining, trailing by 7. Duluth with possession, and the score is in their favor. They have 1 timeout remaining. So we come out of this 2-minute break. And we are going to see James Harden, the running back, take the snap. It's a low one. He's going to rush it himself. And that should be a running lane violation. And yes, the flag comes out.
Axemen player's not really happy about it either, but I don't think they see the flag yet.
Running lane violation. Offense number 3. That's a 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Well, Harden forgets when you're taking the snap, you're legally the quarterback for that play, and thus you have to run through the hash marks. He didn't do that. He did a nice job escaping. That's going to move him back. Tay Brooks giving it to Shaq Currington, number 9 in white. And Harden and Morrison both check out. And the real quarterbacks, Brockman and Johnson, check in both for Duluth. 1st and 20. A running violation sends it back an extra 10 yards, 1:53 on the clock. Johnson will take the snap. Brockman lined up about 4 yards behind him. We'll make it about 5. Low snap. Johnson, sidearm pass. Sessoms has him, stays on his feet after a big hit, and brought down right before midfield. 2nd and 7. Clock ticking under 1:40.
And just some great movement there to really pick up some lost yards. It felt like the Duluth Monsters have been going like 2 steps forward, 1 step back this entire possession.
Clock to snap the ball at 3 seconds now. Johnson's going to take it himself up the middle, a little bit to the right side. Flag comes in. I'll stop the clock. See what this one's about.
I think he may have been lined up wrong. Maybe over the line.
Running lane violation, offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
Oh, that's curious.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I guess I could see where it was close, but it looked like he was within the lane, but that's going to set him back another crucial 10 yards, and Eau Claire gets a free breather.
I mean, there was a guy lined up off sides on that far left end, but not the call I thought it was going to be.
So Brockman's going to be the quarterback that takes the snap. We can expect him to pitch it back to Johnson. Yes, he does. Javante throws back to Hassan Brockman, runs inside and gets drilled in the back by Jake Davies. Timeout.
Timeout,
Axemen.
Eau Claire.
102
Their first of the
on
half.
the clock. 3rd down and about 15. Johnson and Brockman can run that little pitch and catch. It's worked earlier in the season with Brockman and KJ Felder, who sometimes takes the snap and then runs a route afterwards. A little different when you have both quarterbacks on the field. 7-point game, Harbor Monsters trying to defend their lead.
And they've just been, Axemen have just been able to really corral them in this end of this second half here. Just trying to keep up in this game, trying to keep that hope alive with 1:02 remaining here in a 7-point ball game. I mean, these are the games you live for. These are the games you love to see in the Arena League.
Third and 14. Johnson in the shotgun. Couch a running start. Johnson looks, fires, caught by Dan Williams over the wall. He's going to try to keep running, but they rule him down just short of the 1st down marker. Under a minute now. Clock is stopped.
He's been making some plays here late that have been really moving the chains, and they've really needed it. Williams just Mr. Reliable.
He's got the best hands on the team. And now that forces a 4th and 3. Johnson will take the snap. 57 seconds to go for the ball game. Johnson hobs it up, and Williams pulls it down. Dan, the threat. Williams seals the deal for Duluth. Flags in the air. Oh, he hit a little gritty on him for good measure.
I mean, you deserve to after making a play like that. What a play by Williams. What a catch.
jump ball. Yeah, I've got that. And the threat.
You got to give some credit there to Javonte Johnson as well. Had a hand right in his face when he made that throw from just a lot of
The
pressure.
result of the play was a completed catch at the 4-yard line. After the play was over, personal foul. Defense number 12. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
So Joe King of the Axemen gets the after the play penalty. Got to keep those emotions in check. First and goal now from the 2. Stranger things have happened, namely earlier in this game and also last week with Duluth, and they had this ball at the exact same spot. James Harden will take the snap out of the gun, hands it to Darius Morrison, gets a push from Harden. That's not doing much. Stuck up at the line of scrimmage. Clock ticking under 40. Eau Claire will not call a timeout.
No, and with 33 seconds here, it's...
Yes, they will.
Coach Brooks put a shoe in my mouth.
Timeout on the field for Eau Claire. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 35 seconds.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
he called the timeout with 35 seconds remaining. So it will be second down and goal, 2 yards to go to punch it into the end zone.
And maybe the thought here is potentially they could have Dante Mason moment and maybe punch it out right at the goal line and give yourself a chance to maybe throw a Hail Mary for another score, but it's a hard place to be in for this Axemen
Harden
defense.
takes a snap, passes it back to Dan Williams, who takes a knee at the 15-yard line. Timeout, Axemen.
Timeout, Eau Claire. They're third and
That
final.
won't do good for the rushing stats of Williams, but it runs only 3 seconds of clock down.
And backs him up quite a bit to the 15 there.
So third and goal. Williams again, about 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage. James Harden will take the snap. 32 seconds remaining. And Harden just takes a knee. Eau Claire with no timeouts remaining. They will have to snap the ball. The play clock starts. Started late.
There should be a couple extra seconds in between.
Yeah, it should have been. It was about a half second ahead. Looks like they're going to take the delay of game penalty. That's what Williams is directing Harden to do. Clock's hit 0. It was about a half second separating them. Whistles are blowing. I don't think this game's quite over yet. It shouldn't be. Players are shaking hands.
I think they may call it there, but they also have Brooks coming up. Oh no, I guess that's gonna call it.
That is the end of the game.
Well, there you have it. Final score at the end of 60. Duluth 47, Eau Claire 40. We will have the breakdown of everything that happened in this one, and maybe even a special guest. So stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Arena League,
where it pays to be a loyal fan.
Over the Axemen, and right after the game, tempers were flaring. They were building up all game long. You saw Boom Williams getting into it with Joe King and KJ Felder. So it really...
I think they maybe thought there was probably something else happening, but no, they cleared it up. All right, thanks.
At the end of it all, the final score, Duluth 47, Eau Claire 40. And the tensions were building up all game long. Riley Underwood alongside Daniel Zons. And we saw it right after the final buzzer sounded. I mean, tempers were flaring, pushing and shoving players, coaches even. I mean, everyone was getting into it. Boom Williams and Joe King, especially on Eau Claire side. KJ Felder was getting into it on the Duluth side, but I mean, that was building up all game long. A lot of unsportsmanlike penalties. It was really, I mean, the fans were cheering them on. It was building up for quite some time.
It's been a bit intense of a game, and there was a lot of passion out there on the field, a lot of talk, a lot of chatter between the players too. So you know this was brewing for a bit. It was just a matter of time, but it was a good thing they got it all cleared up. They got it done. They got it all cleared up very quickly. Great job by the security. Great job by not only the players but the coaches to just separate. And just like that, we're calm here again. But still, I mean, that passion, I mean, it translated out on the field. We had one of the best games I've seen in a while. 47-40 victory here by the Duluth Harbor Monsters. And Eau Claire Axemen, they kept it fighting along all the way to the end, even when it looked a little rough for them.
Eau Claire almost completed the comeback, but just couldn't get enough stops on defense when they needed it. But they were really in it the whole time. Duluth Harbor Monsters, I mean, they just kept scoring. Every time Eau Claire looked like they would have something, Duluth would score right back.
And it was a lot of back and forth and a lot of 2 steps forward, 1 step backward, especially with the penalties they had on the field too. And that also had to do with a lot of the talking that was going on the field as well. But a lot of great plays made by not only the quarterback play, but the running back play as well. That 1-2 punch. Williams in the backfield had that massive run to really seal up this game, but could not. But especially for the Axemen, they just could not find a way to get that offense back into it. And when they had a chance to, they lost it right at the goal line.
Dan Williams was clutch at the end of the game for Duluth. And we will have a special guest joining us, the man of the hour, the player of the game for the Harbor Monsters, James Harden, the newcomer running back. He had 3 scores in the victory. The running game was big. Darius Morrison had a running touchdown. Jamal Couch had a running touchdown to go along with his receiving touchdown on the passing end of Javante Johnson, who came in for Hassan Brockman. But we're going to be joined by James Harden now, if he comes on over, is looking over with the general manager, Steve Walters, who made the trip down from Minnesota. Let's get James over. Hey, James, let's get you over here for the pregame interview. We're live here on the Arena Game Day postgame show. Duck under there. Number 20. It's all yours. And we're right here. Yeah, we got Steve here. We got James, player of the game, 3 touchdowns in this one, your Duluth Harbor Monster debut. How'd you get it done today?
Honestly, it's really start the coaches. The top start with Steve, start with the rest of the coaches and the O-line. So they really start everything. You know, I'm blessed and grateful, though, and the man upstairs.
Definitely, and you guys hung on. Looked like Eau Claire was building a comeback there, but Duluth, you guys just kept piling it on offense, and the rushing attack especially was big. What were you doing, guys? What were you guys doing so well on the ground?
Really, we was communicating. We kept telling about no be tired, man, put hats on hats, man, and just really finish, you know, because the game went over till the clock hit 0-0. So we kept going, kept believing each other, man. You know, positive vibes matter. It spreads, man. It's positive energy. We kept going, believing each other. We practiced hard, so, hey, hard work pays off, right?
It sure did today. A 7-point victory for your team over the Axemen on their home turf. One thing, I mean, this is your first game after coming back. You played in St. Joe last year, Kansas City, for the Goats. This is your first game with the Harbor Monsters. What's the difference between those two teams, and what got you working so early in this one?
Man, honestly, man, it was a battle when I came from St. Joseph, whatever Kansas City Goats last year, but came from St. Joseph. Just the energy was different, man, different players, you know, had to relearn the system, different system, and then, you know, I played in Mexico before I got here. So it was really a journey, man, because I told myself, I'm like, man, I got to catch the Greyhound 40 hours. I said, I got to go out here, help my team, man, and just really compete and have fun. That's really the goal. A lot of us will be overthinking and stressing and thinking too deep. As football, have fun, work hard, man, it's going to pay off. What's for you won't miss you.
So did you brush up on your Spanish at all while you were in Mexico?
Oh, man, hold on. Yo estoy aprendiendo español.
There you go. There you go. He's learning a little Spanish. I like that. Congratulations, James. Congrats on the win. Good luck in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Stay tuned. All type of hours.
All type of hours. Appreciate you, James. Good player of the game performance from you today.
Yes,
3
sir.
touchdowns in the win. Duluth takes the win 47-40. Thank you for tuning in to the Arena Game Day post-game show. Harbor Monsters 47, Axemen 40. Have a blessed night.